We're all in.
ma'am.
Sava, confirm that you have control.
We're back in Roman times.
There you go.
Oh, that's nice. Let's us embark on our journey.
All right. I think presently you were, I don't know what you were doing, because you have one quest beyond like the overarching quest. You have like one quest that's active at the moment, but you could also take this opportunity to like explore, but that's entirely your prerogative.
True. Did you put the game? There it is. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful. Yeah, we were just we saw the left side where was those two people's houses, and now I'm just going up the stairs to wherever up the stairs is.
We'll probably meet Equitia.
Probably.
Sounds like a brand of water bottles.
Equitia.
Yeah.
The bottled water.
Oh yeah, and that was a tough dude
Okay.
with the push-ups.
Going up here.
Dude,
That seems
I had a
unfortunate.
bad day.
It's just a bottle.
See,
They seem
not
to be
even
having
gonna-
a wonderful
not even gonna
time.
Examine the bottle.
I mean,
Not even gonna taste the drinks that's within it. Fermented fish sauce. You definitely should not be drinking it.
there you go.
Yeah, look at that fish. Oh, they even give it stink lines.
Yeah.
So that was more fun than I thought it was going to be. Okay.
Scoozy.
This seems particularly big. What's the? So this is far left.
Far right.
Far. Okay, whatever.
In what direction, for future reference, in what direction are you referencing?
I was angling
stuff?
myself like this, so if that was the thing, then I'm left of that.
Because when I did the game, I oriented myself based on leaving Sentius's villa. That's what I did. So like I considered
I'm
the
facing Sentius's villa then.
So you want to orient based on facing his villa.
Oh yeah, because they're all alive, I guess,
Jesus
somewhat.
Christ.
It's Aloy.
So I feel like I've just looped now, and now I'm like above what's his face's place. Is this the guy pushing the boulder up the thing?
Sisyphus?
Sisyphus? Yeah. I wonder how far this goes.
Cave.
Cave.
You do have a flashlight.
What was flashlight? That's not flashlight.
that one.
That's not flashlight. There we
There
go.
you go. Locked. Darn.
Sorry. There we go. That's gonna happen a couple of times before I
Well,
can jump. Oh, thank you. I'm making a face right now, which involves. I think this is this dude's place?
Just keep going.
yeah. just-
Malleolus. I just don't want to like go there and like be thrown out. I'm just okay. Hold on.
Oh, by the way,
Before
I
start
wanted to take this
parkouring.
opportunity on stream, on recording, to say his name is Malleolus. I have practiced saying his name, so I shouldn't fuck it up as much as I did last stream. Her name is Equitia, not Aquitia or whatever I was saying. And it is incredibly obvious when the very few times that a piece of dialogue will violate the golden rule, it's incredibly obvious. It doesn't necessarily highlight it in red, but it does make a pretty big deal out of saying those things. So you don't need to worry about talking to people, because I was going back through the footage from last week, and you were really anxious about like talking to some people because like, you didn't want to offend them or whatever. That's not really a concern for the most part.
Okay,
You're just going up to people and they're like, "Hi." It's like, "You fuck! How dare you!" And you broke the golden rule because you offended them.
So what is... Where am I?
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the golden rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far?
Do you remember...
Another stoic, perhaps. We all need something to help us through times like these. We've all been where you are now. I remember when I first arrived. I used to lay awake at night contemplating the big questions. Why am I here? Is there a way out? What is the golden rule, and who or what is responsible for it? I still don't have any of the answers,
in ancient
I'm
Rome?
afraid. I don't think anybody does. But I'm happy to share with you what I've learned. Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep by cleaning and pruning the gardens. It's not quite how I expected my life to go. I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber. I was even betrothed to a handsome young man from a prominent family. But long hours of menial labor for the good of the community has its own charms too, I suppose. Oh, much the same way as many of the others. When the fires came to Rome 7 months ago, my family and I fled for the Tiber, hoping to escape on a barge. We were among the fortunate ones with enough coins for passage, but unfortunately, there were a lot of desperate people, and they boarded before we could depart. A scuffle broke out, and I was pushed overboard. The last thing I remember was the water, rising up to hit my cheekbone. I woke up by the river, near that shrine. And
We sure we're not all
stumbled
dead?
across this place.
To begin with. Like, are we, like, all of this is like, yes, water, faint, and then wake up here. Are we sure we're not dead?
Oh, that's all right. I'm sure it's all part of God's plan for me.
I was about to say, God, don't you mean the gods?
Nah, Saba's just gonna ignore that. She's not interested in that
Yeah.
conversation, apparently.
I
She
didn't
wasn't paying
press
attention.
anything.
Whatever. By the way, he's
Oh.
committing suicide.
So that's why it was stopped? It wasn't me, it was whatever that was? Yikes.
Saba's
So-
just outright not paying attention now.
What? What do you mean?
Jump off? What?
Never mind. Just keep going. You're fine.
You're co-
You have time. You have time loops to correct all these errors you're making. It's okay.
No, I'm on Saba's side. What the fuck are you talking about? Dude fell, woman's running to the body, we're following the woman. It seems like
I was in the middle of
1, 2,
talking
3.
with her. And I think the event triggered her to, like, cancel conversation.
You hit "I'm fine, thanks," ending the conversation, which triggered
I
the
did
event.
not. I did not. I'm telling you right now, I did not hit a button. I was
Okay.
actually going down to hit the gods one.
Okay, whatever you say. I'm going to trust you. I'm going to assume that that was possibly just a trigger that I never encountered during my playthrough. But normally, there is like a normally he has like a piece of dialogue before he jumps.
So yeah, no, I was completely I was baffled. I was like, why did she suddenly like exit out of the conversation? So let's
Lady, I know someone died in front of you, but can you explain the gods bit while we're while we're walking?
I'll let this play out instead of like stopping, just because it makes sense to do this.
Yeah.
So if he's dead, we know that suicide is not part of the golden rule.
That's a good point.
Apparently. I thought it was, 'cause,
Blasphemy doesn't break the golden rule. Suicide doesn't break the golden rule. You have a
Oh my
flashlight.
God,
You have a
lady, where are we?
flashlight, Saba.
I thought that General Tullius looking dude was talking about how suicide was one of them, but guess I'm misremembering.
So,
That's not the body. She's Blair Witching it up over there.
So, I think she's just gonna stop there.
God, not God specifically. I watched a man fall down today.
Okay, so where?
Oh,
Help! You have to do something.
Is what?
A man arrived in the baths. A real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. And he's got a
Oh my
whip.
god, I'm trying.
what's happening?
I'm dealing
He's
with
gonna break the golden rule.
what? I'm holding my head. I'm like dealing with a suicide, and now this person's telling me I gotta deal with this.
Oh man, everything's happening at the same time, ain't it?
It's you know that joke on The Simpsons where Sideshow Bob is standing in the middle of a bunch of rakes and he just keeps stepping on them and they keep smacking him in the face? Saba's accidentally doing that, but with event triggers.
Oh my god.
Like, she's accidentally walking into all these proximity
He's still in there
triggers.
somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
No, okay.
Maybe we shouldn't.
We don't have time for this. I have to go. Ugh. The shrine is collapsing.
Holy we told. Hold on, give me a second to take off my hat and in respect.
Things are just dominoing on me. I'm like surrounded by bad now.
Fabia, no! Oh God, she's dead! Did anyone see that? The whole shrine just collapsed on her!
I mean,
Oh, Fabia, why did you have to go in there?
I told her not to. I mean, where's the other person? I'm dealing with a lot of stuff right now. I don't even know how I got here.
Let's see, what did he say the armband was? Or maybe it's... I think you could check your objectives.
Probably. I
Well-
wanted to find the dead person first.
No,
I don't think we went
get
this
it.
way.
We suddenly got a list of priorities and we gotta go through them.
I don't...
You still have
I
a
don't-
different quest equipped. If you're looking for the dead person, you probably should have been at the top of where he jumped and looked at where he jumped. But instead,
I know, but I didn't
you
even-
walked
we
away.
No, we figured the lady would be leading us there.
Yeah. I
did
thought that was the
you
thing.
see where she went?
She went into the
cave.
cave, and so I ran back out, and now this was the point where I was like, I don't know where we ran to or from.
Oh,
No, we're running. Okay, I think this is semi-right. Because this, wherever... Yes. So there, right? That's where the dude was. Bro, let me... I'm close.
So in that
So
courtyard,
straight... Yeah, straight down there.
that big old building.
No, that wasn't anything. So is that... So that's just above everyone. Okay.
hello, Equitia.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Oh, fantastic. It's not like someone's... Can we even reach there?
Try. Because I don't remember if trespassing was a...
No, so we can't get to that guy's house.
So that villa right there that you're looking at, that's Malleolius's villa.
Malleolius, yeah.
He is one of the only buildings or like areas in the city that you don't have access to, not because you're not allowed to trespass. Like, remember,
But
you
he's here,
have
right?
complete reign to go wherever you want. It's not even because that guy's there. It's because his front door's locked.
Dang. It's always
So
the simple methods.
I have no access to that dude.
I'm going to let you know, just because clearly a lot of things happened to you very quickly, and I think the two of you were a little bit overwhelmed by a lot of stimulus at the same time. When he jumped, immediately as he jumped, there was a whisper that said, "Follow him."
That's why I was confused. I'm like, are you telling me to jump off too?
Well, considering one of them was a woman and the other one was a man, and it said, "Follow him."
Okay, well, here we
Well,
go.
I mean,
We're
let's
gonna
not-
follow him. I'm going.
let's
Zach
not say
requested
jumping off
that
the
voice
cliff-
told
the
me to
cliff
go.
is an easy
Lawrence, I don't care
position.
what
Literally-
you said.
literally-
Zach told me to go.
Oh, okay. all
Literally,
right,
the
don't care
two
what I
things the
said,
whisper
jeez.
said was jump and follow him. And the two of you were like, "What's happening? What's going on?" And to be fair, you're not really supposed to be here yet. So
We're doing it.
it's just once again, it's just this is one of those
I'm
great
going!
this is one of those great things about this sort of thing.
Oh.
So if you float up a little bit, you have to swim. There's also, there you go, there's buttons to ascend as well. I think it's like the triggers or whatever. So prior to that guy who you never introduced yourself to jumping, this was solid floor, which is why he died. But the reason why there's a pool here at all was because Malleolus built like stuff on top of a pre-existing well.
My leadership you will finally enjoy.
So
It's
I can talk
It's a
to
weak
him now?
foundation, I gotta say, buddy, but... if
I mean,
it
to be
worked,
fair,
it
a
worked.
person did fall like 60 feet to break through it, but you're right, it is pretty weak comparatively.
So I'm assuming this is the thing where I'm allowed to talk to him now.
Do you want to be the last one once again, just because you're still a little frazzled, I think, and you're here suddenly. Once again, you're not really supposed to be here yet. You might want to check out the front door real quick, and then I'll bow out for a while.
Is he not in front of the front door?
That is not the front door. That is the like amphitheater to his.
There's the key. Funny looking
I'm grinning.
Key. You're grinning. I don't have a webcam, so I have to describe what I'm feeling. And I get it.
And there you go.
Ah, I'm here now.
Yeah. So we get easy access now. For all time.
I'm assuming the butterflies.
In an effort to like try to help, because once that like now we're just kind of like there's a lot of stuff happening. You might want to take a little bit of time and try to at least introduce yourself to everybody, so that way when they're talking, they don't all just say stranger.
I mean, that's fine, but do you want me to deal with this first?
I don't want you to
Or,
do anything. You can do whatever you want. It's
Lawrence.
just there was a lot of stuff in a row that like happened, and you missed a lot of it. And I just wanted to make sure that you were okay.
I can just walk back in here now, right?
Yes, the doors are now kitchen doors. They just swing open.
And he won't do anything.
He can't do anything. He'd break the golden rule.
Okay, good. I was just like, I just walk out of here to be like, wait, how did you get there?
How do you get there? So help me, I will stare at you angrily.
Okay, let's.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
Oh, lady, I just witnessed a suicide and a death. I'm frazzled.
Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?"
Well, I don't even know what Vestal priestesses are.
The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would
Mutual
find a way to
acquaintance.
satisfy
Do you know
your
someone who died
curiosity,
just now?
rather more
Yeah.
indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is.
I mean, we
So,
could just
let's
talk.
do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change. You know, I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here?
Well, you know, it seems to be the same as everything, right?
A young
Water,
woman named Karen
fainting.
dragged me out of the water, unconscious,
Yeah.
and sent me here.
Yeah.
Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you.
It carries negative connotations where I'm from.
I'm gonna say, is Karen? Karen is like an older-ish name now.
It's
but-
like an old, it's
Is
like
it?
an older lady name, yeah.
Yeah.
Older. I see. I wonder if... No,
I mean, I'm not gonna.
I apologize. I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just that you've got me thinking.
Karen, are you some type of
Spoken with
god
any
that
others
sent us here?
About how they arrived here too.
Karen?
I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any patterns.
I mean, I think she's got good intentions, so.
Thank you. But please be
They all
careful.
say.
I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
So, are some of these things like is Livia like a shorter thing for someone's full name?
No, her name is
Are they-
Livia.
Okay, so we're not referencing someone I know. Okay.
They have talked about Livia multiple times, but you have not introduced yourself to Livia, so if you saw her, she would be stranger.
Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community, darning clothes and cutting hair. She was always so chatty, always seeking out newcomers and asking them where they were from and how they wound up here. And then, about a month ago, she suddenly changed. She withdrew, stopped working, and became despondent. Started
This isn't the
muttering
old
to
lady.
herself.
This is the
Is
old
it?
lady.
And I visited
Okay.
her to see
Okay.
how we could help. But she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us bloodless shadows, and told us we were ignorant of some pattern. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, as Galerius suggested, the weight of the golden rule was too much for her. But there is a small chance that she learned something, saw a pattern nobody else saw, and that it broke her. I just don't want to see that happen to you. So be careful, will you?
I mean, thank you for caring so
Now,
much.
go and follow the thread
She's
of
a
truth
Vastal
through
priestess.
this
It's her
labyrinth,
job to care.
And come back to me if you discover any patterns.
Now, this is the thing where if you say I'll get
Yeah.
right on it, it'll actively change your
Yeah.
quest. So
I don't, I'm afraid. It seems to me we're exiled here until the gods judge us, one way or another. I'm
Gonna
quite sure it's
find
the work
you.
of the gods.
I'm gonna
which is strange because they've never been
one
particularly
way.
concerned with our misdeeds, as long as we've kept the peace of the gods. We ask for blessings, for good health, bountiful harvest, military victory.
Okay,
and in
so
return, we offer praise, wine, incense, or animals. But here, it seems they require much more of us. I find myself reminded of an especially pertinent tale from our great poet Ovid in his epic Metamorphoses. Would you like to hear it? It is rather long.
is there like a TLDR?
I suppose so. Jupiter and Mercury put a town to the test by disguising themselves as vagrants and asking for shelter there.
Okay.
Everyone turned them away and failed that test, except for an old couple named Baucis and Philemon, and so the gods gave them time to escape and granted
Got
them a
it.
wish, and then wiped that town off the map.
That's
Some
depressing.
say the moral of that story is that we must all honor the sacred rituals of guest friendship, the reciprocal obligations owed between hosts and guests. But I like to think it's that we should always show compassion for those less fortunate than ourselves.
Or perhaps it's that the gods might kill you at any moment for failing their tests, and that they don't even have to tell you what the rules are.
I'll just say I agree, but yeah, I'm thinking
I'm
that.
pleased to hear it.
So I was just thinking before we continue talking with her. So these whispers, which I think Lawrence, you probably agree with me, I presume, coming from these statues, right? Like trapped souls.
I was thinking either they come from the statues or some sort of higher being that we don't know yet.
And they are aware of what's happening, and that's something like, so because the voice said no to her going in there, so the voice already knew that was going to happen. So perhaps once again the time loop thing that Zach was like, so maybe this stuff is happening all the time, like then they're not even aware of it.
Maybe
So like the statues or whoever has seen like the loop of like the thing breaking and falling and the guy jumping off. So just interesting.
A lot of stuff happens in a single day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why did that guy just so happen to kill himself on the same day that the election happened? And there's like 3 or 4 other side quests that you guys haven't even seen yet that are also very convenient to have happen all on the same day.
It must be
It's a busy
completed
day.
by dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Malleolus, the challenger. Why do you ask?
Malleolus. Who's allowed to vote?
I'm pretty sure they're just going to say men and not women, or probably something like that.
Right, but it would be interesting if they confirm that you get a vote.
All of the male citizens who are willing and able to attend, unless they're running, of course. Well, you're not a citizen yet. So, no, I'm afraid not. But
And
if
there
it's
you go,
any
so the other guy doesn't even have to be
consolation,
scared of
there are
us.
other
So what
ways
if
to
you
influence
became a
the outcome of an
citizen
election.
by the end of the, like before the election? I wonder if you could do that.
By using whatever gifts the gods gave you. Nothing untoward, of course. I'm responsible for announcing it and making sure the procedures are followed.
Game. I don't think I'm allowed to do that. I don't think I've got the authority to do that.
Certainly.
And they.
I love Equitia. He's great.
And did you
You remember
notice
how in you remember how in Oberdin there was that one, I think it was like the third mate. He had like the big beard and the big hat, and he was like the hero of the whole story. He just kept saving everybody's life, and he was such a badass. She's like the equivalent of him in this story. Equitia is just constantly like, okay, I gotta save the day.
Yeah.
This frustrates me because we already found a pattern
Did
of
you?
like,
Did we?
people water and like falling unconscious and waking up alongside here.
That is true.
Oh, well then.
Maybe we
Lies.
need a bigger.
I don't want us to rush to
I think
a
you've
Pool of people
literally, I
to
think you've
question
literally
from.
talked to what,
on my mind.
2 people?
That's enough. That's enough of a pattern.
That's not really a pattern. That could,
The sample size is real small, but it's a pattern, all right.
because you.
Oh,
Wait, did you
it is
start the
time?
election?
Elect our
No,
magistrate.
I didn't say, can we
Oh.
start now? I
All right.
literally just said,
Well, no. This is fine. It's just because once again, the whole day is on a time loop, so you triggered the end of the day just because time passed. Look at this person.
You have a crazy night, or
Hi,
you're
Lucretia.
not breathing.
Give me a moment. Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient. And the
Good.
dear
everyone's
Your equals are
dying.
Queen.
She was
God.
a good woman. She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth.
Oh, she was
Normally I'd
dead.
treat her
Oh,
with
I could
resin of
save. I could
silphium,
probably save
a rare plant which
that.
is perfect for this sort of thing.
But they're like, I couldn't
And
find
I
it.
knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly. Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath.
See, like, I think being overwhelmed is correct, because I'm trying to sort this stuff through my head. So for this individual, I'm assuming... Let's listen to this.
Unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do.
Snake's
Get me
black
that
eyes.
silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day, or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way,
please,
I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututo and scratching his eyes out.
It's probably SOB. Like, I get it.
So, by the way, she has now been flagged as a possible breaker of the golden rule, which is interesting.
Of, like, committing violence to someone, yeah. I'm just gonna say, like, you should be careful.
Under most circumstances, you'll be fine. It is exceptionally rare when you bring up a topic of conversation and it sours their opinion of you.
Okay.
Then you'd better get me that silphium quickly, hadn't you?
Dang.
Right, so she just said a bunch of clues.
So this was supposed to be the first thing that you did, but when I say supposed to, I don't mean like you were supposed to do this. I mean like this is their intention of like, oh, let's introduce this. So to remind you, she said that she knows that the resin that she's looking for is currently being possessed by somebody's stall.
So Malleoli is just one?
If you want to witness this, it's
Lying is
around. Keep
magistrate.
going forward. Just keep going forward. Run a little bit. Hang a left. Yep. You have to jump up and then left again.
There it is.
You can walk forward to hear them if you want.
You have no idea what you're doing.
Oh, there you go.
You're going to get us all killed.
Wait, I exercise my right as a Vestal priestess to pardon him. I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her. Proceed. This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Is that the whatchamacallit?
No, looks like the fighter that was in front of the estate.
That's Malleolius's lackey.
Yeah.
All of us. This is why he's in his
Malleolus, sorry.
They've
Too many
been
L's.
planning this all along.
Shut up, all of you. The magistrate has spoken. I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man.
The many shall suffer.
Here we go.
Hey, get running, by the way.
What? Why?
Turn around.
There's people with...
The statues
Both?
are coming alive.
She will
Oh,
guide
they
us?
do be
Where?
staring.
Follow. There's a marker on your HUD. Because remember what Sentius says, he's gonna open up the portal. You have to make sure you get there before you die.
Oh!
I can't see.
I wonder if you have a flashlight.
Okay. This take me somewhere else?
The butterflies
Whatever,
are
I'll
going
keep
that
going.
way. Might as well.
Oh god, okay.
Crouch. There's a button for crouch. Or not. Okay.
But
What? I'm so confused.
then we gotta press the button to crouch.
What's
whatever
the button
button
to
that
crouch? Okay, I don't know.
If you were playing this on keyboard, I could tell you. There you go. You're crouching now. But this is a dead end anyway.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, at least now you know how to crouch.
I don't.
There's stairs. Stop. Turn around.
What?
Isn't there stairs down?
What have we
Hello,
done?
lady. Butterflies are here again.
Ow.
Oh, that's a moving statue. Whoa. What a camera. Alright.
Saba's hitting the 180 button.
Ow.
Oh, there was a 180 button. Oh, he already did the ritual.
So, congratulations. You have successfully completed your first loop. Once again, there has been a lot of stuff that happened in that loop. That was that was a very chaotic loop, but that's okay. If you wouldn't mind pausing real quick before you walk forward, I just want to clear some stuff up. So, the loop will automatically the golden rule will automatically break at the end of the day because Malleolus will always win the election, right? And Malleolus's first decree is to have Domitius kill Sentius, which breaks the golden rule. So that's your timer. That's the sun. That's the sun exploding. Right.
Do I have to get back to this portal every time?
Yes.
Because I'm gonna panic and.
Or you could just not do that. It's really fine. Your health recharges very quickly. The only times that it's quite difficult to die to the statues. The only statues that are dangerous are the ones with the bows and arrows. The other statues are fine. They don't really move. If you get shot by an arrow like you did, it's literally just don't get shot for another 6 seconds and your health will recharge to full, so you'll be fine. The
what
only
happens
time
when I die fully?
You load your previous quick save. That's all.
Okay.
And the game's like constantly auto saving and stuff, so you'll be fine. It just means that you lose a little bit of progress. It's not that bad.
Okay.
So that's what happens when the golden rule breaks. It's not like suddenly everybody is suddenly made of gold. It's these immortal, unkillable golden statues run around, shoot people with magic arrows that turn them into gold.
Ah.
Dang.
That makes sense, because I remember from the Skyrim mod, the statues were the dwarven automatons.
There you go. All right. You're free to go. I just wanted to make sure that was clear, like what happened, because totally not Saba's fault, but she is accidentally raking her hand across the control panel of an airplane and being like, "What do these do?"
Well,
and it's totally not her fault. She's just playing the game. It's just kind of chaotic, is all. Do you have any questions?
Do you know how long the loop is? Like how long I have to that happens?
It can vary is the thing. If you continued talking to Equitia, the timer would have kept going. Not indefinitely, but to a point. So, that's why I got a little confused when Equitia, as soon as you were done talking to her, immediately was like, hey, it's time for the election. Because you can terminate the loop early by talking to Equitia and saying, hey, can we do the election now? And she'll say yes.
So is there an average 10 minutes, 15, something like that?
Well, think of how long we played previously. It was I don't know, once you got here, it's probably somewhere around 20 to 30 minutes, I think.
Okay.
It's a decent chunk. It's not 10 minutes.
Like 20 minutes is solid time to do a bunch of things. 10 minutes is a bit short.
That was unfortunate.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling
Galerius?
me who you are and what you were doing in this
I know
round
who you
of
are. I don't have time for this.
I'm Cyrus, and we've had this conversation before.
Never seen you before in my life.
Your name is Galerius, and you're about to offer to take me to see Sentius so he could tell me about the Golden Rule.
I guess, how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you.
No problem. I have to
Since
go.
You seem to be in a hurry. You should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it.
We're
It's called Glock 17. It holds 17 bullets.
a zip line.
So now all those like wires that you've been seeing, they only travel in one direction, but you can use them to get around the city much quicker.
Oh, cool.
And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake.
That's pretty good.
Haven't quite summoned the courage.
I haven't tested it, but
Don't
you should
worry,
be
it's
fine.
Completely safe. Probably.
The little side eye look that he gives.
And there's a line directly next to him right there. If you want to take it, if you're
That's we can
trying
go
to
get the thing, right?
if you're trying to get to the like marketplace as quick as possible, this is the quickest way.
Well, I wanted to get that money you were telling me about.
Sure, if you want. This takes you like right there, and then you can just you can just turn around. It should be noted you can drop off the zip line early by crouching, I think, or jumping. Either or.
So, is it in... Tell me if I'm doing this correct. Was it...
It's over there. Just keep going.
Okay. Is there a reason to, like, talk to the magistrate guy?
Not anymore. You could so like for the time being, you missed the previous chest, by the way, but that's okay. You're gonna get it on your way back.
So that's it? And
Nope, there's
the chest
another
back
one.
here?
Yep, turn around. Nope, sorry. Turn around. Yep, go that way.
Yeah, this is going back out, right?
There's a wooden platform. Just keep going out the cave. Wooden platform on your right. And there you go. It should be roughly 250 every loop if you do this. So yeah,
Man,
so if you
statues
wanted
are
to, you could go
horrifying.
and talk to Sentius, but it would just be chewing into your time.
Let's just go talk to him real fast again.
Honestly, I'm curious about the dialogue options that you would have. If you could tell him, like, alright, I know what's gonna happen. Is there anything that you can do to stop it?
Is there any chance you'd
Of the individual things, like the guy committing suicide or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, I've been trying to get this
And
rare
most importantly,
flower
the
from the rock spire in the
election.
middle of the lake. It's too steep to climb.
You
so
could.
I
You
hung
could
a
do
rope
it.
over the lake and made
You
this
could
buoy
try.
Device, only I couldn't quite.
Oh, is this is asking us to jump off the thing?
Device again and try to get that flower for me.
I'm gonna mute.
He mute.
He muted.
Oh, thank you. It would help me a lot. There's no rush. Just
Is he gonna propose to
get a
someone?
chance. All right. See you around.
All right, you have changed your quest objective to that flower on the top of that little hill right there.
Let's just try doing this real quick and see if I can get it.
It's not that bad. Just keep in mind that you have momentum. That's the only thing.
Fire!
Small quest.
My family, or rather my dad, I guess, came upstairs to tell me that they're going mini golfing.
Yo. The golfing's a lot of fun.
Right here.
Alright, do some math. Calculate your speed.
No, jump. They actually gave me a thing. It was not crouch.
My bad.
It's fine. I was just looking down to make sure I pressed it, so I missed the prompt on screen telling me what to
Jump
do.
is circle?
Yes.
This weird configuration.
Nope, here.
I guess because interact is all the X buttons, so.
How do I... Go. I appreciate that. God, though, as soon as, like, Zach was like, run, I was just like, I started dying on the inside. I was like,
I was saying, I was
panicking.
like, all right, we in a horror game now.
Yeah, I was like, Zach, you told me this is exactly what wouldn't happen.
Oh, I mean, he said there was no jump scares.
Not that I would be terrified out of my
No!
life.
Oh, Saba, you were almost perfect. You just didn't hit the X button to pick it up. You can.
I pressed O again.
You
instead of
can
X.
land on it, by the way, but it's not necessary. If you can snag the flower as it comes down, it's fine.
Give me one more time. And this is, but going back to what I was saying, and this is why I was like, if you actually put me in front of an actual horror game, I would be debilitated. I would be like, I can't even move, because I started panicking.
Well,
it's a video game.
I know it's a video game, but it's real life responses. You're like,
to give you the benefits, Saba.
Too much.
You didn't freeze. You ran.
I ran. Well,
you started running back into the like marketplace or whatever, which I guess kind of makes sense because that's where you came from, right? Like that makes sense that you would be more familiar with that path. But I had to tell you, like, no, stop, because the market area and like that like little stairs area right there has the most statues.
Well, to be fair too, I only have like a couple of stuff mapped out in my head. Ooh.
Well, you landed. There you go. Good job.
I got it.
Og.
Quest done.
Now, can I? No, I think this is fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. Man, I can't wait for you guys to see who he's like the secret admirer of.
Ah, it's you again. Hope you're settling in, friend. Now, what's on your mind?
I have that flower you wanted.
We can talk about Did we already talk about this stuff with him?
You did not.
Okay.
Well, it's a long one and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it.
Did you happen to fall into water?
I'm a farmer.
Get knocked unconscious?
Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and 2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. I sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young, and it was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These Legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But
dang, dude.
There were more of them.
Did Lawrence walk away?
I saw how many. Because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead.
That's unfortunate.
They left me alive to see what they'd done. Still burns whenever I think about it. Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming.
Ah, a
shouting.
river, you say?
Never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river.
Could that stranger be Karen?
Started my life over again.
Karen. Why you do these things, Karen? Who are you, Karen?
That's what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself, of course. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe
That
him,
I
but
don't
then
think is right.
he's right. So, it
That I
Which
don't think
means
is
that
right.
lying doesn't necessarily break the golden rule either.
took everything
Yeah.
from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry. Nemesis
And the
is
idea of
waiting.
manipulating
He'll
people.
get his. One day. He'll get his.
Yeah.
Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away sometimes.
What did he just say?
He said that if he ever got the chance, he would, like, kill Sentius or whatever. I like sure and then sure lie. Hello?
We're not gonna actually forget it. That's not like how these things work. Like
No one
we
was
say
saying anything. I
sure
felt
without
crazy.
lying. Mind wipe.
Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Was there something else?
So before you move on, I would like to talk about something that I think is really freaking cool about this character. Do you
Yeah.
remember where he said he was from?
A small farm in
Britannia,
Yeah, Britannia.
which was what Britain was before what it is today, right? It was Britannia. Do you remember the name of the small farming village where he was from?
Is it like start with G?
Nope.
No.
Camulodunum.
Okay, Camden?
Camulodunum.
Okay,
Saba.
yes.
Anyway,
Yes, I got it.
the thing that's really fascinating is that if you're familiar with the actual historical context of Arthurian legend, Camulodunum is believed to be the actual name of Camelot.
Camelot.
This
Okay,
guy's
cool.
original name before he never says it. I believe he never says it in the actual game, but he did mention that they Romanized his name and he's not allowed to use his original name. I believe that he is this character. I believe that he is Sir Galahad. Because Galahad was also
That
known
would
as
be rad.
Galahad was also known as Galerius, as in Galerius.
Wow.
And Galahad, part of the Arthurian legend, is that during a battle that the Knights of the Round Table lost, he got kidnapped, like he got stolen by the enemy forces and was never seen again.
Wow.
So
That's an interesting way of tying this in.
now, I also think it's really interesting because he's just a dude. Like, he's not even a knight. He was a soldier that fought against the Romans, but he wasn't like a great noble knight or anything like that. He was just a dude. And I think that's really cool.
So we also discovered lying will not break the golden rule because
Or manipulation, rather. No, it is lying, but...
what?
Sentius.
Sentius, thank you. Because Sentius lied to him saying he needed to do it or he'll break the golden rule.
Right,
So-
which might be true, but might not be either.
I don't think, because it's like inherently, right? If like Sentius just took this guy's stuff, right, that would be stealing, which I believe probably breaks the golden rule.
Well, because the thing is that lying isn't necessarily... Like we can probably assume that he was lying just for his own personal benefit, but also he also could just be ill-informed. Who knows? Maybe that is real. Maybe that would break the golden rule if he didn't get the food that he wanted. It doesn't sound reasonable, but then again, because it's not an action.
Him believing that, yeah, because it's like, I just think it's highly likely he's like, people need this, so I'll lie to him in order to help everyone. Like that seems like the most reasonable thing for me to think. More or less,
which seems to make sense.
Which once again circles us back around to we can lie, I believe. So maybe we can use that to our advantage.
Well, as much as I'd love to get out of here, the harvest's always more fruitful in another man's field, isn't it? But Scintilla, Sentius's daughter, went missing a few weeks back. Could be she found a way out. If anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister, Sentia. But she'd never tell the likes of me.
Ah, classist. Okay. They never tried moving these like statues.
No, they do. You just haven't explored the market yet. There's a guy who very specifically likes to move the statues around.
Because I would be like, let's just put them all in a corner.
They're all extremely heavy. Gold's heavy.
Oh,
Gold
I don't
is
give it
heavy.
much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about what we need to do to survive. But I say, let's spend less time arguing about what it means to be good and just get on with it, you know?
So far, what we have in terms of golden rule is threatening someone's life.
Because not only because I told you that, but also you saw Demedius do that.
Yeah.
Like, Demedius didn't even hit him. He just was like, I'm going to enjoy killing you, and that broke the rule.
Yeah. So, threatening violence, probably actual violence.
Stealing. Because you saw that when you were poking through Scentilla's...
it was red.
It was red.
So we'll have to think more.
For either candidate. I don't like Sentius much, but Malleolus is almost as bad. Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a speech or put on a toga in my life.
I wonder why, like, Sentius is like, reputation's kind of bad.
Because he doesn't necessarily make life better. He keeps things the same. Whereas Malleolus is constantly going in front of the people, being like, we will have the best things. It will be the best if you vote for me.
Okay, I got it.
Brilliant! You did it! Well done!
There you go. Flower.
This is going to make her so happy. Equitia, I mean. Now I just have to figure out how to give it to her. What I really want to do is walk up to her, give her the flower, and confess I've been madly in love with her since the moment we met.
Equity.
On the other hand, I can't shake the feeling that the consequences could be terrible.
What is the worst that could happen?
So in this particular case, it would be a crossing of classes, because while Equitia isn't nobility, she's equivalent to nobility because she's a Vastal priestess.
No, let's ask anyway.
And Galerius is a slave peasant.
Should I be mapping my way back to the temple? Well, we'll see.
You're fine, just keep going.
Aside from her execution, you see, Equitia is a Vestal priestess, meaning she's taken a vow of chastity. Breaking it an extremely serious affront to the gods and a capital offense. Even if she was just suspected of being unchaste, it could lead to her execution. Unchaste Vestals get buried alive.
Yikes.
Oh, and I'd get flogged to death for good measure. But at the same time, she's just so kind and graceful, and I feel so much love for her that if I don't tell her, it'll burn a hole in my chest.
I mean,
I don't know what to do. What do you think?
You can just like say you love someone without like, you know,
having sex.
Yeah, like going that far. I'm no relationship
But it is
counselor.
a part of it, maybe. Depends on the people.
But in this particular case, she does have a vow of chastity.
I think because what I'm hearing is that, like, if he confesses, it's just gonna lead to sex, which I'm like,
That is not true.
apparently is not good.
He is just anxious about telling her. That's all.
Listen, if confessing leads to sex all the time, then
I'm about to say, that's
should we
not
do- should we
how
do it,
humans
Lawrence?
work.
I think you should be.
Does love win? Does love win, Lawrence?
Parts of me is saying love wins, but considering the kind of game this is, it might also be the wrong choice.
I mean, I could time loops, right? So I could just
You could just come back.
I would say love wins.
love
Let's see what
wins.
Now that I hear you say that out loud, I hear how crazy it is. Maybe I need to be a bit more cautious.
But love
What I
wins.
need is a go-between. Someone who can
love
tell
lost
her
that
how I
day.
feel.
What I
He's being
need is a
smarter.
go-between, someone who can tell her on my behalf.
What do you say? Do you think you could help
Sure.
me one more time?
No. Do
Why?
yourself, buddy.
Okay, so we're saying no because we're like, you should do it.
Well, that's my argument. Of course you guys
if you say no, it just stops the quest.
can-
Yeah. Okay. See, I figured,
Yeah.
right? So it's not us being like, no, you have to do it. So we'll just
Wonderful.
do it.
Now, all I need you to do is give her the flower and tell her it's from a secret admirer. Tell her I'll keep my distance and that I just want her to know that she's loved.
That's Courtney.
That's Courtney, but I'll do it.
Okay, let's be nice. We're being
Thank you.
nice.
Come back as quick as you can and tell me what she says.
Yikes, dude. She said she rejected you.
She said to go kill yourself.
Yikes.
She sent me back with this missive, and it's like the Latin letters KYS.
Damn.
So this won't actually trail. It'll just tell me the direction.
Yeah, but if you keep hitting it, it will trail.
Spam the button.
Spamming?
I mean, you also don't
Spamming?
need to. You have a marker. Just, you know.
No.
Spam the button.
I want to spam.
Hello,
No, it didn't.
Aquatia.
The cooldown.
Standing next to Rufius? Oh, that's Horatius.
Keep an eye
Horatius.
on things, Horatius.
As always, priestess.
Any
There's,
news
like,
about Centilla,
nope.
Navia, or Kabash?
No sign of any of them, I'm afraid. But we do have a newcomer.
Yeah, hello.
It's true, I'm right here.
A traveler from a faraway land, then.
Seems that way.
Then let's make sure he feels welcome, shall we?
Of course, priestess.
Okay, I'm assuming it's fine to talk about this next to him.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you.
I got it. I wonder if this is enough now.
Interesting. I'm not sure why you're telling me, but you've come to
Yeah,
the
we're
right
skipping
person.
right to it, lady.
Find a pattern then. What have you noticed?
God dang it!
Just keep fucking talking to people, Sava. You're talking to like
But I
3
know.
people.
But I know. It's enough.
You know
know,
what?
we-
You know what's a really weird pattern? Lawrence, Saba, and Grant are all from California.
To thank for
I
this.
think that means that all students are from California. Isn't that weird?
God.
Although all the cool people are from California.
All
I'm
the
supposed to
big
tell
lame
you.
nerds are from California.
They just want, you know. Okay, this is
I
the same
see.
thing.
So it's from Galerius,
Nice.
then?
She knew!
Of course I do. I think everyone in the city knows. That
Oh,
man
what a
is
terrible secret
wonderful
then.
Human being, and my favorite person in the world. But he is the least subtle secret admirer you could
The
imagine.
puppy dog
He
eyes.
looks at me
Aw.
with those puppy dog eyes. Plus,
Galerius
he's been
is a
trying
great
for
person,
weeks
too.
to get his hands on this flower. He went to so much effort too, suspending that rope above the lake, inventing that pulley device all on his own. He'd just stand there each morning, looking at the flower, trying to summon the courage to seize it. Oh, my heart. Tell that adorable oaf that my Vestal's vow of chastity ends once I turn 36. So if we ever make it out of here, and he doesn't mind waiting a few years, then tell him I love him too.
This is my favorite quest,
I
dude.
hope so.
Aww.
come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest.
That's good. I like that.
Love wins, dude.
Love wins.
Okay, I don't
Confessing does lead to sex in a few years.
in a few years.
And that's totally okay.
Yeah.
True.
Just not while God's watching. Goose! Dude, I didn't see this goose when I played.
Bro! The best part!
Yes.
How unfortunate for you, Zach. That seems kind of right.
Freaking goose!
Salve.
Salve, friend.
Ah, it's you again. Hope you're settling in now.
I've been told you're adorable.
Thanks.
Just look
What
at
did
him,
you
dude.
say?
Mr. Clean's adorable as fuck.
Venus, that is the best news I've ever heard in my life. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You have no idea how happy you've made me. I wish there was something I could do to thank you properly, but I don't have much to offer you. All I can do is tell you where there's a secret stash of coins.
Oh,
you might be
is this what
interested
he says? The thing.
Then go ahead.
In the rock tunnel
Just in
near the
case.
stairs, there's a little doorway set into the rock. Inside, if you look carefully, you can see a chest. Unfortunately, one of those golden huntress statues is blocking the path, and I'm not game to move it. If you can figure out how to get past it, I reckon there might be a small fortune waiting for you.
Let's take a
Hope that
little
helps in some
field
way.
trip.
Well, thank you, dude.
All right. See you around.
I'm glad I could
All
be
right.
helpful. That was great.
You're gonna turn around, you're gonna go back where you just came from. Yep. You're gonna get to the top of this, and then you're gonna hang a left. Too soon. Close though. There you go. It'll be on your right. I think it's a little further. A little further up. A little further up. No, not like up, like stairs. Like keep going. There you go. Right in there. That huntress statue will wake up when the golden rule is broken.
No!
Do you now crouch and because remember the doors just kind of swing, right? Crouch and like swing the door. You see that chest over there? Well, you
Sure.
were on the right side. Yeah, just kind of bop it. You
Boom.
did it a second ago. You can
I-
see it through
I'm
the
not
crack.
good
You
enough
see
anymore.
the chest. You can see the chest through the crack.
Sure, I'll say I saw it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sort of.
That's 4,500 coins.
Zach, I can't do it. Zach, I can't do it. It's too
Well,
scary.
Saba,
Too scary, Zach. Too scary. I'm
I
a
would
baby. I don't.
steal your lunch
Ouch.
money if I could.
You probably could have.
And it's one of those things where it's particularly stressful because you have to like they'll be shooting at you while pursuing you, and you do have to like step
Do they
back and
move?
forth. Yeah, they walk. They will like chase you around. There are certain there are like videos online of people trying to see if there are places in the environment where you can hide and the huntresses just can't get to you, period. And beyond like glitches and stuff like that, there is no place they can't get to you from. They'll like jump up walls and stuff like
Zach,
that.
this isn't helping me. You're scaring me, Zach.
Well, that's
can't-
your fault
It's not good enough.
for being a little scaredy baby.
Your fault. Wow.
Do you want to open up your
Dick.
quest thing to mark a quest?
Well, I was gonna try to orient myself a little bit better. Because it's like main thing, something up there.
Do you want here go back to the first temple, like the temple where you walk out and there's Galerius. We'll do a little bit, like I won't show you any of like the secret stuff, but I'll give you some stuff because not only do you get a really good vantage point looking, but there's also like a couple paths that are really useful from there. So just keep going. No, don't look at this. Just keep
I
going.
looked in there. Oh, is this where?
That's where you ran out of a minute ago. That's the slums.
Where the lady was, like with the.
Oh, and she
the
was hitting on
tavern
you? Yeah.
chick, yeah.
All right, so turn around. So here, that temple up there, like up into that one right there, that's the one where the guy commits suicide. So
Yeah.
just keep in mind that's a temple. To your bottom left, where you just walked through, that right there, that doorway leads to the slums. That's where the vast majority of people in this excuse me, that's where the vast majority of people in this city live. Not only that, but that's also where the tavern is, which is a good place to explore. That bridge way across,
That one.
that's the one that you walked across and then you followed Octavia back over. So like that's the outer limit of the city. That's the furthest in that direction you could possibly go. If you turn around, not too fast, but like, okay, so go, yeah, so you see that over there?
Yeah.
Go towards that. Like around to the right, but yeah. Stop right here. This is the only other thing that I wanted to like illustrate for you. You'll recall that when you went through this area initially, everything was all fucked up because it was before you went back in time. This staircase is now open to you, and I think that if you personally want to map out the area, I think you should do the perimeter of the city first, and this tower is a really good place to start that perimeter.
Sure. That sounds good. Because I have a little bit.
It helps a lot.
Just need to keep going around. Oh! God, the movement. Please, sir.
You gotta go straight. There you go.
Okay.
You got it. And look, there's like this big walkway all around the outside. If you turn to your left, there's a rope. That rope takes you all the way back down that path that you just went up, so that's really neat.
This takes you straight to this temple.
It takes you straight to the temple.
Okay, well, what we can do...
So instead of having to go all the way through and all the way around, if you ever wanted to just come here immediately, you can. Keep in mind that if you walk around the front, it's going to trigger Octavia.
Sure, though I'm wondering if we can prevent the suicide, or is it like... Do you know if it's just like chronological?
You can certainly try. That's obviously not a question I'm going to answer for you.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule.
I feel like a bit on edge.
That's good, in a sense. If you're not on edge, you've not been paying attention. But on the bright side, once you've been here a few months, it's slightly less terrifying anyway. We've all been where you are now. I remember when I first arrived. I used to lay awake at night contemplating the big questions. Why am I here? Is there a way out? What is the Golden Rule, and who or what is responsible for it? I still don't have any of the answers, I'm afraid. I don't think anybody does.
Thank you. Did we already ask her this?
You clearly not, because it's white instead of gray.
Well,
I'm afraid not. Although, I did once hear someone gossiping down at Aurelia's tavern about a possible way out. I don't put a lot of stock in such rumors, but if you're desperate and wealthy, you could look into it, I suppose. If that doesn't work, then I suppose we're all stuck here until the gods decide our fate. I hope it works out. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. I think about those words a lot. I'd like to think that if we all love our neighbours as ourselves and do to them as we'd have them do to us, then we'll all be fine. But on the other hand, I was always taught the intent of man's heart is evil from his youth, and that all of us are born with a tendency towards sin. And that's where I get stuck. Is it true? Are we born with a tendency towards sin?
you're asking me philosophical questions, but I'm gonna detach myself a bit and just be like, yeah, we're good.
You don't think that's a little naive?
I mean, why not? Why not attach yourself to it?
I'm playing the optimist.
Women, torn apart in arenas while thousands of Romans look on and cheer.
I'll sway myself,
true,
whatever.
Then sooner or later, things are going to end badly for all of us down here. Unless, of course, there's some kind of divine intervention?
I wonder what I am.
Oh, there's gonna be some intervention, all right.
I wish I shared your faith.
I wonder why am I here? Oh.
So, yeah.
Please keep that to yourself. I know you're not from around here, but things are very difficult for us right
That's
now.
fine. There's no point
There was a
in
terrible
me.
fire in Rome last year.
It's just really funny because it's like, since you are from the future and obviously Christianity is like the primary religion in the world, you recognize all the things as she's saying as like the 10 commandments and fundamental teachings of Christianity, and you bring it up and she's like, no.
You have no idea how much I appreciate that.
Okay.
So you remember when she ran and you guys were like, what the fuck is she doing?
I look forward to
Fucking
getting to
Lawrence
know
was like,
better
she's Blair
over the
witching.
Yeah.
And if you ever...
Did you guys see what the symbol? Oh,
Oh no.
goodbye, sir.
No.
Here we go again.
Orpheus, what are you doing?
Oh.
Get back from there. If you lose
Olpius.
your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What?
Oh.
Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do.
All right.
I've never had to deal with this sort of... Please, you need to talk to him.
I'll talk to him because I know the stuff about the golden rule, so I don't
choose
think
your
asking
words
her the second
carefully.
question matters.
Yeah.
Go on then. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Do it, little bitch.
You're going
Do a
to
flip.
lecture me on how suicide is a crime against the Empire.
No.
I just want to ask you
just-
what's wrong.
I screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed money, and when I couldn't pay it back, I wound up in debt bondage. I'll
Same.
be stuck slaving away for that Culus Cumulatis Malleolus for the rest of my
I'm
life.
assuming that's an insult.
I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no!
Oh, dang.
Wow, that was... I
Only one
barely
thing.
had to... I barely got anything to
Do
talk
you
to him.
remember who Scintilla is?
I can't believe he went through with it.
It's the sister or the one that's in the thing, right?
Poor lamb.
That's not a sentence.
That's the one... The daughter...
The daughter of the magistrate.
Sentius.
Senator? What
The
is his name?
sister that's missing.
Sentius is a magistrate.
Okay, magistrate.
So Scintilla.
Sentius had 2 daughters.
Yeah, so is that
One
the one
of
that's
them went
missing?
missing. The other one is homebound presently.
Yeah.
Which one's homebound? Do you remember?
No, that I don't remember which one is the one that's...
Scintilla is the one who's homebound.
Okay, so she's the one that's
No, sorry,
not...
Sentia. Fuck.
Oh, well, there we go. There we go. Now we have to check.
There we go. Sentia is the one who is homebound. Scintilla is the one who went missing.
Now we have to double
Scintilla.
check.
So he just said...
Scintilla, my
Scintilla
love,
for-
I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, well, I can't really...
Well, I can't talk to him now.
We're gonna be
he's
double
dead.
checking, so.
I'll have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will
He's
have
currently
to clean up the
flavoring
mess
Malleolius's
of his own
pool.
making, after all. And I'd best pray for
It's a
poor Ulpius.
Kool-Aid.
Push her.
So there's no point in jumping...
Why can you inspect that?
I'm assuming since this already happened,
Do you
that's
want
why
to open your inventory real quick?
Sure, I was saying, that's why the whatchamacallit didn't tell me, the statues didn't tell me to jump again, because I already...
Because you already did it once.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So, key to Malleolius's villa. You keep all your items between loops. So, from now on, you don't need to get in there.
Nice, I can just unlock it. Ah.
How can we pass the test if we don't know the rules?
So what she did, she just instantly went to pray, I guess. So, okay, so there's nothing here.
If you guys don't recall what it looked like, what her prayer thing looked like, it had the fish on it, the Fisher of Men symbol.
Fish.
Because this is before Jesus was crucified.
So that goes around again. So basically, this is a good vantage point, I guess.
Okay, below you is Malleolus'
Sentius.
villa, right?
Yeah, Malleolus.
That right there, that is
That's
Equitia's villa.
Equitia being
The lady
the
who
doctor or
Galerius loves.
A lover.
Ah,
She's the Vastal priestess.
priestess.
And then you're right, the one on the left of Malleolus, that's right. The one on the left of Malleolus' villa, that's, nope, to the left. That one is Sentius's villa.
Yeah, that's Sentius' place. So I got this part mapped out right here. And then
That is the palace.
let's go there then. Because I was about to say, and I'm
That seems
assuming
fair. Getting a
up
perimeter
here,
seems like a good idea. That
up there
right
is
there,
like the marketplace.
that's the promenade that leads to the marketplace, yes.
Okay.
And then, wait, stop. Go back to the thing real quick. Where's the slums?
Over
Okay,
there.
good. I'm now testing you. I'm quizzing you to make sure that you remember where
Yeah, I
things
think
are.
the marketplace is just what screwed me up because, like, trying to escape from there before I had like really any time to. Oh yeah, we went back there. There was a door we couldn't get in.
Good. Good.
So
She's learning.
I'm learning. So I'm assuming as soon as let's pause. So if you get there early, I'm
Where's
assuming there's a
there?
thing, the place with you, the guy who just killed himself.
Ulpius?
Or Ulpius. If you give him like more time, he has like more quote unquote like time to think, and the longer you wait, then the more likely chance he's just gonna throw himself off.
Not
But,
the case necessarily, because you did
Okay.
get new information from talking to him.
No, I did, but I'm saying because I went to him quickly, I was allowed like to talk to him.
I guess that makes sense, sure.
Yeah, instead of him allowing himself to like mull it over by himself and then just deciding to go.
Without saying anything.
Yeah, and I think based off of video game knowledge, I think it's gonna happen every single time I like encounter her. But then I think at a certain point he'll jump off anyway.
When you get up here, hang right.
See, the obedient thing is...
Because they don't know. What are they supposed to be to not die to the golden rule? Boom, chest. There's some nice 250 gold. I think you're now up to like 700 something.
I guess I could take it from here too then, right?
Oh, absolutely. Hello, Rufius.
Oh,
He seems angry. Hello, sir.
How's Rufius? Better watch your step. Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but...
I mean, I don't think he'll
family's
use your
consolation
sharpness.
in Tigris, Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions. The 6th. The one they call Ironclads.
The weapons
Same
on
way
me.
as everyone else.
Nice.
Because we're all in grave danger. Is it not obvious?
Can you... I don't think...
Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now.
I mean, that makes sense.
If we have to.
Why not select it, Saba?
Because I believe I know the answer, but
Sure,
true,
but
I
there's
guess.
like unique dialogue to everything.
If you were dealing with what I am, you wouldn't be either. None of your business. In Troite Ipsum coming true. If we have to. If I did, do you think we'd be having this conversation? I'll tell you this much. I hate the fact that my survival depends on the common sense of other people.
Dang, they updated this recently, huh?
The game came out in 2001 or 2021.
It makes sense.
I mean, all these people just bumble along like nothing's wrong. While we're one bad decision away from being wiped out. Like the last lot of people who lived here. Seems like I'm the only one ready for what's coming. Whatever that is. And when it hits, it's everyone for themselves. You've been warned. I don't know. But did you ever get the feeling some of these statues are watching us?
Yeah, I didn't.
Like they're waiting for something. I don't like it. Of course I am.
I'm just, you know.
Meliodas. Not sure I trust Sentius. Couldn't even protect his daughter in a city without sin. How's he going to protect us? No.
Well, he gives it to me straight, which is nice.
Whatever.
So I mean, he's right, you know.
This is the palace.
Straight as an arrow.
I'm locking myself in. Don't try to follow me. Nothing good will come of it. Navia. She is, because I assume you don't remember.
Probably.
She is. So you know how there's Lucretia, who's in the that place, like trying to take care of people. Lucretia is just like a low-level nurse. She's basically like a first-year medical student, if that makes sense. Whereas Navia was like a doctor, like an actual doctor. And then something at some point convinced her to lock herself in this palace, and no one's seen her in a really long time.
So it says I need a bow.
Mm-hmm.
Should I take the arrows?
I mean, you could. There's no reason to not. You have infinite inventory space. You don't have a quest marked, so that's just leading you.
The bow. I thought it was the bow.
Nope, that was just a whisper telling you to go look for a bow. You don't have any quests selected right now. You still don't.
All right, so palace inaccessible, right?
Correct. Door is locked.
This will take me. This part's a little bit. There's nothing else here. I think I ran. It's just a dead end. That's interesting. I'm assuming we can get up there at a certain point. God, now that I've like... Now that I know what the statues are, I'm like... Priestess?
Let's
go talk to her, I guess. Not here. This is...
Lucretia.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Silphium, but that Culus cumulatus decius won't give it to me. It's too late. She just slipped away.
I was hoping to chat when I come back later.
No. Now it's fine. I can't afford to wallow here. and I need the distraction. What's on your mind? I'm
yeah,
Lucretia,
we just... Okay.
and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up.
Hey, I did nothing, okay?
My
Listen,
husband
we're not
and I
doctors though,
moved to
so
Rome
she
from
could
Caesarea.
say whatever.
He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked, and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear.
More fire.
And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here.
Okay, so that was enough to tell her
It's all right.
about a river.
Say what you will about this place. At least my fornicating husband will never find me. And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about it. Oh, this shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here. Kind of strange to set up a clinic in the temple of the god of disease. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense. Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too, until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying, but I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain. I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off. And I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out. And you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace. Thanks, I suppose. I wish. Some people here need proper medical care, not the half-baked, hanging by a thread excuse for treatment I'm giving them. Just don't get sick or injured here. I'll do my best to treat you, but I'm out of my depth and dangerously short on everything you can imagine. A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think it through. Maybe it was an attempt to create some kind of utopia. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to exploit. And what can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. In some ways, we are worse off because we can't take the law into our own hands.
I'm wondering if we can lie. Can't we perhaps do the same thing Sentius did with... I don't remember
Delirious.
names. Yes. And just, if we convince him that we're not stealing it, and he gives it to us, we should be fine.
I think you should probably talk to Dacius at some point.
Yeah, but maybe he's also just like, I don't believe anything you say.
Oh no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal.
Okay, I think...
There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues talking to her.
Yeah.
But that was Navia.
Yeah, Navia.
And,
so...
she went a little mad.
So she hears what we hear.
Well, she used to run the clinic.
Oh, this is the same thing.
She was a midwife, not a physician, until she suddenly lost all interest. This changes it the last time I saw her. And then she shut herself in. She's been gone so long now, but I really wish I could. One of my...
We already did this.
She's become so irritable that the smallest... I just know Navia. Thanks, I suppose.
That's the girl who just died, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Julia.
What do you want to know?
Yeah.
Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it. Hemlock, I believe.
So, planned.
I haven't seen her in months. She's not allowed to leave Malleolas's villa, and they are quite secretive. Do you really want to know?
Whoopsies.
Gladly. Well, come back if you get sick or injured, day or night.
Thank you.
I hope you're open when the statues start
She's in a
talking.
different, like, position now.
That's true. She was kind of in a drunk slumber the first time, and this time she's more natural.
Hello. Statue.
May Apollo keep you safe.
Thank you. I wonder where she is. Okay. So.
Are you just gonna keep avoiding the marketplace until...
No, I was about to say let's try to map it out. This goes back up. Temple. Another temple. Lock temple. Kitchen.
Ah, a fellow traveler from a faraway land.
Did I talk to this guy before?
Nope.
I'm George.
Why do I know he's Georgius?
Because he... Remember when the lady went to the temple and the temple collapsed? He was the guy who ran up and was like, "My friend, Fabia!"
Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus
He's
to
talking
the
about
farms
Warrior.
of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know, from which exotic part of the world do you hail? Then you are an explorer, like me. Wonderful. You must have many stories to share. I cannot wait to hear them. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now, do you require assistance? I know you do not require clothing, so information perhaps?
Sir.
My story? How kind of you to ask. I am a tailor and I run the humble shop in the forum. A good question. A very good question indeed. And I would be happy to tell you if only I could remember it clearly myself.
Yes. Yeah.
I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and drowning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but none of that compares to this. This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into
Probably
a void
fire.
as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, gods know how many miles from my villa.
You overdid it, yeah, that's an understatement.
Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra weight. I believe it kept me afloat. In any case, it seems I'd been rescued and resuscitated by a benevolent stranger. I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered that trapdoor temple. And here I am.
Ah, so it was a guy, not a Karen.
Tristan.
Unless the guy's name was Karen, to which, you know, it could be.
You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden Rule,
Instead of Karen, it's Kevin.
why bother setting
Karen.
I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule that I wish to remind my friends of the importance of looking one's best. I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, the more we can preserve a semblance of normality, the better our chances of keeping our heads. Don't you agree?
I suppose so.
And there is another reason too. If we all end up as golden statues for future generations to marvel at, I don't know about you, but
This
I
guy's
would
just
like to
like-
look my best.
Yeah.
He's an optimistic guy.
Anything you like. Shh! Not so loud. What are you playing at? I must ask you to stop that at once. Have you not been told about the last attempt?
Nope.
Oh, then I suppose this duty falls to me. It is a long story. You are witty. I like that. Of course, the first question any of us asks when we first arrive is, how do I escape? It is only natural after all. And scaling the chasm wall is out of the question, for it is simply too steep and too far. But as they say, if the wind fails, use the oars. And here the second option is to leave the way we came in, through the shaft above the bathhouse. See, the shaft is quite high, but if one gathered up enough wood, one could make a series of ladders and climb one's way out.
I mean, I'm assuming someone's tried, so.
I am getting to that. There was an attempt made by resourceful fellows who lived here some years ago. They even decided to keep records of their escape attempt for posterity. Unfortunately, as soon as they began to carry the first ladder down the hallway, they heard a godlike voice shake the entire city, and that, tragically, is where their tale ends. So it seems that to merely attempt escape is to invite the wrath of whichever god oversees this place, and so I say it is best to not even discuss it aloud.
So
Escaping is breaking the golden rule.
Man, these gods are jerks.
Threatening someone's life, physically harming them, stealing, and attempting escape all break the golden rule. But extortion, suicide, lying, these are fine.
Ah, yes. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. As a Greek, this is nothing new to me. It is how our gods operate. Have you not heard the tale of the god Hades? He was the first to learn this dreadful lesson when he abducted Persephone and imprisoned her in the underworld. When Demeter, the mother of Persephone, learned of this, she did not punish Hades, the guilty one. Instead, she changed the climate of Earth so that it became hot and dry. Nothing grew. The grain turned to empty husks and the rivers dried up. Innocent people died by the tens of thousands until at last the other gods were forced to act, lest they have no worshippers left. So yes, we know this rule. This has always been the case. The Golden Rule has merely brought it into focus. If we are to survive, I say we must each heed the simple wisdom of Thales of Miletus, first of the 7 sages of Greece, who said, "Avoid doing what you would blame others for doing."
I don't know why this phrase confuses me. Like,
So it's definitely not a sound simple enough kind of
like
response
don't
then.
Steal? Like, I just need an example of this to, like, make sense for me. I guess I'm simple enough.
Are you sure?
I don't know. I don't know what this means.
Regrettably, I think you are correct, my friend. For even if 99% of us adopt this principle, that will never be enough. Sadly, no matter how well we
Just
protect
be nice
ourselves,
is basically
the
what
life's
it
work
means,
of
I
many
guess.
good people can be undone in the blink of an eye by a single selfish act. Ah, the voice of experience. I am sorry.
Oh, I'm
for
talking
your
about
loss,
you,
my
buddy.
friend.
Sorry.
But on a lighter note, I will say one thing.
I'm not
for the
talking about you,
golden
buddy. I'm
rule.
talking about your friend.
For
Sorry,
all their
buddy.
grim and haunting poses, these golden statues do make magnificent models for my clothing. Do
I
they
mean, they're
not?
basically like mannequins, yeah.
That, my friend, is quite the dilemma. But after some reflection, I'm leaning toward voting for Malone.
Does reflection include
I could
threatening?
not enjoy the thought of another visit from Domitius if I
Yeah.
voted the wrong way. Nothing comes to my mind, my friend. I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
It will.
Bye, Georgius.
Okay.
There
So-
are 2 more people in the forum that you can talk to.
I don't know how to help you. Scary.
Hello, statue.
Another person.
Make sure you stay away from that empty shrine. It's going to collapse at any moment.
What?
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community.
Salve?
My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. You arrived on a sad day, friend. What with Julia's death? I wish we could have met under better circumstances.
Buddy, you have no idea. Someone else is dead, too.
Well, I'm an architect. Or at least I was back in Rome. That's probably too grandiose a term to describe what I do here. Help out with repairs and try to stop old buildings from collapsing on people, that kind of thing. But you probably don't want to hear about the ingenious architecture or mysterious history of this place.
Correct.
You mean the Great Temple? This one's a bit of a mystery. Given the way it's positioned so prominently, looking down on us, it's clear that whoever built it felt it was the most important temple in the city. Unfortunately, someone else went out of their way.
Someone locked the door.
It's a mystery, you see.
And apparently locks
Usually
are the
temple
biggest
is
things.
dedicated to a particular god, like
Sure
Proserpina
are.
or Diana or Apollo. Usually, that god is obvious. But in this case,
So,
there's an obelisk
mysterious
out the front.
temple
This is
dedicated to
the temple
mysterious
where the
god.
guy commits suicide. Just in
Yeah,
case it's not
yeah.
obvious.
Some
No,
barbarian
yeah, I
defaced it.
was,
And
I
of
picked
course
that
we
up.
can't get inside because it's locked up tighter than the Temple of Saturn in Rome. And that contains the treasury. So we're all left wondering, which god is that temple dedicated to? And could it be the one responsible for the Golden Rule?
That
Unless
certainly is an
somebody
interesting
figures out a
question.
way inside,
I guess we have to
suppose
find a
we'll never
plaque,
know.
maybe?
Gladly. Personally, my favorite thing about this place is the aqueducts. Those series of adjoining arches. They're an ingenious feat of Roman engineering with a very practical purpose. They take fresh water coming from outside the city and distribute it all across the chasm.
Well, this explains that
It's funneled below
fountain.
the palace and into a cistern beneath the great temple. Some of it flows down into another cistern beneath the villas, and the rest is funneled to the shrine of Proserpina, where it fills the lake, and allows us to fish and farm. Hey, not so loud. Just talking about that could anger the gods for all we know. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you'd have to find a way inside somehow. Just, please, try to be a bit more discreet about it.
So we already know that the escaping part, I think, actually will result in breaking the golden rule, but
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe there's something in the cistern, I guess.
Oh, I'm glad
The
you asked.
cistern, you may or may not recall, you did it last week super early. Remember that like blue door that was underneath Malleolius's villa?
Yeah.
That leads to the lower cistern.
The oldest shrine in this avenue isn't Roman at all.
Greek.
It's Greek. Well, yes, that could be the reason. Or it could mean that there were Greeks living and worshipping here before the Romans arrived. Which begs the interesting question, who really built this place? And could it be far older than any of us imagine? If only there was a way we could talk to the people who came here before us. The stories
I feel like that's the age-old, want.
Of course. You wouldn't believe how often the new ones ask that question. But I tell you the same thing I tell everyone else. There are much worse places to live out your days. You might have a few sleepless nights thinking about the golden rule, but once you get used to the fear, knowing that a single slip-up could cost you everything, it's not too bad. Nothing new to me, anyway.
Oh, wait.
Once you get used to living in fear.
So the only reason they knew the golden rule existed was because of that statue that, like, with the shaft that being there?
The thing before the like manhole cover thing flips up and you fall down, it's a plaque that says all who enter this city must follow the golden rule.
But like if half the people, and so it's ending up, so they all fell through that.
More or less. Some people don't remember it, but essentially if you were able to freely converse with these people instead of in a video game way, everybody remembers falling down that shaft and landing in the pool of water, yes.
Okay.
Oh, I just mean I grew up in the Batavi tribe, far to the north in Noviomagus, and learned to expect a bit of hostility. They weren't nearly as tolerant as the Romans. Some people say it's divine, the work of a god, but I'm not so sure. It just seems so flawed to me. Like it's distinctly human. I mean, once you've been here long enough, you'll notice people doing things that just seem so wrong to you. But this so-called god doesn't seem to care, which means one of two things. Either you don't know the difference between right and wrong, or this unknown god doesn't. And I'm pretty sure I know the difference. Do you?
Physical.
Big question. Do you think you know the difference between right and wrong?
No, I get them mixed up all the time. Unfortunately, I end up.
Fair enough.
I end up going.
Saba occasionally commits crimes every once in a while.
No,
She
I
occasionally just murders people.
No, I occasionally, in the car, right, end up perhaps, turning the wrong way. So it ends me in like a lot
You're taking Larry's instead of taking Randy's.
Yeah. So it's tough, those left and rights, right and left.
Oh, it means someone thinks I'm a sinner, and that I'm going to break the golden rule. Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my preference for male company.
Okay.
Hey, nothing gets by you, huh?
So you're
Sorry,
a
that was me.
criminal. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, I like men. And when you grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagus, you expect a bit of hostility. The Batavi are not known for their tolerance. I saw enough friends killed or driven away to know the cost of not keeping your personal affairs to yourself.
Personal
So I hid
affairs,
who I
true.
was for, what was it, nearly 10 years? Watching what I said and where I looked. But that kind of fear eats away at you slowly, until living isn't any better than the thing you were afraid of. Needless to say, since I'm now living underground, halfway across the known world with an assumed name. My openness didn't go down well among the enlightened folk of the Batavi. Nice of you to say, but not necessary. In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, I get to be who I am.
Okay, so that means
Or
I
at
don't think
least
that's...
I thought that was the case. It seems I was wrong. It's not just graffiti. I have quite the collection of handwritten notes too. The strange thing is, I keep my personal affairs to myself. I've never really been interested in any of the men here. Not my type. So I'm not sure what I could have done to upset this person. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably one of those cultists. Strange bunch. They insist there's only one god, and that he considers my nature as sin.
Oh, it's Christians.
If there are any of them here, they won't admit it. Not since they supposedly burnt down half of Rome last year and went into hiding.
I mean, there's also another religion that's also like that, so... I don't know, I'm gonna...
In this game, currently?
Is going to cross a line.
I mean, in reality.
Sure, in reality.
No, I don't know if they would have it here, but I don't know. Keeping an open mind, could be anything.
I'm just saying, in this game, they've introduced the Roman.
What? Really?
The Roman mythology, the Greek mythology, and the Christians.
Sure, so we're missing one.
It's always a pleasure to meet someone so selfless. I'm glad you arrived when you did. I'd start by figuring out who the cultists are. Or maybe ask around among the merchants here. Someone who lives or works in the forum.
So someone wants him to stop.
Please don't.
Someone believes that Virgil is a sinner due to his nature of being gay, and believes that if he does end up having sex with somebody, that would break the golden rule. Your quest is to figure out who this person is and how you can prevent them from theoretically causing harm.
Well, Malleolus is talking about loosening some of the restrictions in this place. And while it's all a bit vague, at least he has a vision. My vote isn't for sale, if that's what you're asking.
No, I was just saying...
Nice to talk to
you. Okay.
There's one person left in the forum to talk to. He should be around here somewhere. And look, there's Fabio.
This is him. This is where I ran to. Don't know what that is. Okay, that seems reasonable. Why are these so many nooks and crannies? God dang it, it's so confusing. Okay, well this will bring me back to here.
Greetings and salutations.
I'm glad they like talk.
Do me a favor.
Easier.
Open up your menu. Where is the? Maybe it's dying gasp. Scroll up to dying gasp.
That's probably the Ilia, I think. Ilia.
Right. Would you mind selecting it for me? Yes. Would you mind hitting square? Okay.
This will help me find whatever his name is.
Dacius.
Okay. One more second. So as we're mapping this place.
Help! You have to do something.
Oh,
a man arrived in the bath. Real nasty sort.
Maybe you could convince her not to be in the thingamajiggy.
And he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule.
Any idea who's threatening Virgil? Just say you do. That's fine.
Thank you. He's still in there somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
No. I just said...
What? Why?
Which one should I say, Lawrence?
You guys just met, so there's no reason for her to trust you.
But I don't think she'll be like...
At the same time, bad feeling is too mellow.
Let's just be like, dude, just trust me.
Just trust me. Yeah, I'll roll with it.
All right,
Oh,
fine.
okay, good work.
Come and find me my bakery instead. Please be careful.
If I were to go in there, would I just die?
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
There doesn't appear to be anything in here, though.
Well,
Okay. Morning.
I may collapse at any moment.
Okay, so
If only I could
marketplace.
read.
I'm still facing this way.
This is the
just...
Greek temple that Virgil was talking about.
Oh, interesting.
That to your left
is that
the
a doorway?
bathhouse.
Okay. Greek face. Any? Greek resident. So I could ask him about this temple.
Virgil
Probably?
or Georgius?
Georgius.
Makes sense. Do you want to do the bathhouse or Dacius first?
Maybe Dacius because we can talk. Can I talk to Georgius real fast though?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Just keep in mind, you do have limited time.
You look well, my Sartoria. Hello again, my Sartoria.
Thank you. He won't let me know, I guess. I can just ask
This is
this.
troubling, is it not? I'm afraid I have no idea. It is ridiculous, though. Virgil is a fine man. But my young friend Fabia confided in me that she saw someone leaving graffiti on his shop front last night. Perhaps you should ask her about it.
Fabia.
I hope that our
Okay,
paths cross
so
again soon.
I guess I'm not gonna get the information from him. So Zach, over there, is that a dead end?
No.
Frick. This is bad at me mapping. I'm gonna start losing myself again. This is here. I know where this is. I'm gonna start. I'm assuming I'm like walking towards the slums right now.
There was a staircase.
Missed it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is the same place.
Flashlight. Nope. Nope.
The buttons actually don't map
there.
correctly.
Galerius?
Horatius?
As long as he can get to
Guessing
it.
that Promethean
troubled
fire's
then.
not for sale. Still no sign of Centella. And I haven't slept right in 3 weeks.
Don't be too hard on yourself. From what I hear, nobody saw it coming. Anyway, I thought you Stoics weren't supposed to worry about things you can't control.
Yeah, but I keep thinking,
Okay.
what if there is some
Just wait
power
there.
there?
stranger, and welcome
What
to
if
our
she's
idyllic
out
little
there
slice of the
somewhere
Empire.
suffering,
I'm
waiting to be
Dacius.
found?
Oh god, he's got a
Hey,
snake
group,
oil
group in the
salesman
back,
all
can
over him.
can you be quiet? I'm trying to have an important conversation.
Tomorrow's a new day.
I guess I could talk to
I mean,
him.
how did I end up
Suppose
here?
you're right.
That is a lengthy tale. All right. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave, fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, hoping to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing for a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done.
The card, huh? I'm being realistic here. He chose the
Of course
card
I
to
chose the
me.
cart.
Yeah.
I mean, I could
Of
always
course
buy
I
a new
chose the
slave girl
card.
if I still have
Son
my
of a
money.
bitch.
So I put my hand on the cart.
Well, it
and I
makes
guess
sense.
She realised what was happening because
Because
those
of
pretty
this guy's
black eyes of hers
personality.
got all wide.
Yeah.
and in one swift motion she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber.
I can see where this is going.
Naturally, I dived in after it, hoping to salvage my fortune.
Of course.
Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin.
Always that river. That dang river.
Has anyone else talked about a coin before?
Almost every person that you've talked to so far has mentioned something about them having money or needing to pay for a barge.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's the one part of that side quest that's a little weird, because I think only Dacius and one other person talk about having exactly one coin. So it gets a little confusing.
I'm gonna say I was unable to keep track of that.
Turns out it might have been a stroke of good fortune.
Okay, so a single thing that has to do with like...
Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here.
So silver coin. That reminds me of like, right, the boatman.
The boatman?
The boatman of like needing to pay one...
Carrion? Is that his name?
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, you have to pay him and he'll take you over Styx.
The ferryman, whatever.
Yeah. So, once again, are we just dead?
In a very interesting turn of events, you wouldn't have done it because there's no reason why you would have. But at the very beginning of the game, when you step out of Proserpina's temple, if you were to open up your inventory and look in your inventory, the only two things you would have would be your flashlight and a single coin.
Well. There we go. Getting more of a pattern.
If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern claims...
I mean, we're already here. But okay.
I'm not sure I trust her. Some people here are a little shady for my liking.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, gotta watch out. Old Dacius has got your back, though.
Thank you.
It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practically worthless. At least down here. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is a bow. Just a simple composite bow. I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. But if you happen to find one, bring it to me and we'll talk.
We also need a bow for...
He who I got the bow task? Because I genuinely didn't even know, besides like the thing whispering, you need a bow.
But it also described it as the assassin's bow. So I'm wondering if it's talking about the same bow.
Oh, well, technically yes, but that just means you'll need to be a little discreet.
Well, somebody got caught with a weapon.
I mean...
Thank you, friend. I don't, I'm afraid. But I did overhear Fabia telling Georgius she saw something. Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us?
I mean... But he's just gonna ask for money. So...
100%.
Yeah.
Sure, but how much?
Probably too much.
Anyway, I wager we could ask if...
We could ask him, yeah.
Just to see.
It's just one of those things where it's like, right, it's like, I don't like the idea of asking him, but like...
Not gonna happen.
Okay, he just said no.
Certainly.
Well,
all I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii.
We can get a lot of money. So in all honesty, money isn't an issue.
This is not threatening him or
yell
anything.
at him, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it. Hear what? You sure you're feeling all right? If you're hearing things, perhaps you should pay a visit to Lucretia's clinic. We don't want another Navier on our hands. She claimed the statues were whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and we never heard from her again. But I digress. Do you want this Sylphium or not?
So this is...
That's hardly my concern. But if you get a job, work hard, and save
5
your
years.
coins, you should be able to afford it within, say, 5 years?
Lawrence, do you think this will break the golden rule?
Well, you're not threatening
Are you
physical
sure?
harm.
But you're threatening to
financial-
steal it.
What, doesn't it give a warning if it's going to break the golden rule?
I don't
Isn't
think
that
so.
like
Zach
the
just said it's
mechanic?
like, obvious.
Well, does it look obvious?
I don't know. It's looking kind of...
It's kind of
shady to me.
that's kind of low key. I was thinking it's something more like high key.
High key.
But of course, if it's
Well, I'd rather we continue talking to people. I mean, we can just... I mean, what's the point of telling him we're gonna take it?
So that he fears us and grovels at our feet.
Okay, so you want me to say it is what you're saying?
Sure.
Well, if you did that, you'd break the golden rule, and we'd share the same fate as the last lot who lived here. Is that what you want?
Oh. Okay, now it's getting a little obvious. it's getting like hierarchy now.
So far, the Whispers haven't...
Ooh, you could bluff. I didn't think about that.
This is getting tense, Loris. Okay.
Try bluffing. I don't know if there's like some sort of check. I don't know what kind of check it would have.
Take it and run. Because once again, I was about to say, the Whispers technically haven't... Oh. How do I get out of here?
Lifts his dribble head.
It hasn't started yet.
I don't care.
Are you really gonna just stand at the temple and wait for the 5 minutes that it takes for the the thing to finish? You could absolutely take this time to explore people's living areas in the slums if you want.
This again.
Good job, Dacius.
You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
Oh, he's gone. So I can't talk to anybody else. Because the two people here. I appreciate that. Because he's going to show up, right?
Who's he?
Sentius.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you want to see him like run up and do the ritual?
Yeah, that'd be cool too.
All right, well, if you're just gonna stand around here and wait, we might as well talk about what's happened so far.
That sounds like a good idea. Also, if I didn't respond to him, but I could have done it faster. So, real fast, let's address the last thing that happened. So I don't think the Whispers actually lead us astray, because technically, you know, by jumping off, it was still safe, right, from the suicide thing. So I don't think they're pushing us to invoke the golden rule, so probably the take it and run, I think, is safe. What do you think, Lawrence? Is he gone?
I think considering that the ritual is about to begin and everyone's gonna die, I'd say let's try it out. If it accelerates the...
You could do it right now, that's true.
Yeah. If it accelerates the golden statues, then so what? You lost a minute.
Well, I mean, we missed a little bit of the window because they're in the middle of like talking.
You can just go to the market stall, though. The market stall doesn't just vanish because they're voting. Or you can just stand here and wait.
Oh, okay.
What do you think?
Oh, I didn't even. But I don't know where the stall is.
It's in the market.
Oh, frick, Zach. I don't want to run all the way back.
You're gonna...
Oh, and you could also try the whatever that 4,000 chest is. 4,000 gold chest.
quick save.
Saba, you're fine.
Zach, you stop, okay? You may think I'm fine, but I would like for you to listen, please. Can you quick save?
I just quick saved. You're fine.
Thank you. I can't tell, but
What are you doing? Are you going to the market, or do you want to do this thing?
She's
I'm trying to do this. He's
Okay.
already like at this point. He's very close. But I'm definitely gonna take note of Lawrence what you said about taking it.
You're gonna do both?
I don't think I can do both.
Oh.
I'm
So you're just going for the chest? I mean, it's still cool.
Is there only one person close by? Is it just this statue?
Probably.
I'm assuming I have to wait for them to walk out.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a tiny statue.
I don't think I can run past it though.
You could probably squeeze in there.
And
although it is risky, what I'm saying. But what is game if not taking risk?
so I think the combat thing maybe I don't know, like them saying he has to fight is
the trigger?
No, like it didn't trigger. It was him being like, I'm gonna enjoy killing you that triggered it.
Probably.
I don't know if I want to do this. I'm already like anxious.
Hang in there. We almost there.
There is literally no difference between this and the enemies that you fought in Hob.
Except it's first person. And first person's scary.
Uh-huh.
Zach is mean. Zach doesn't get it.
He can be all mean he wants. You just relax. And then you can do it. There you go. Oh, she moves a little fast. Just bob left and right. Bob and weave.
Yeah,
was that?
She will.
That was him. All right, time to rush in there.
Oh, there's like two. Oh, I am really close to death. Hold on. Let's go for it.
Don't let the nerves get you.
Wow,
just focus.
Really good.
There you go. Grab. Whoa. Oh, it was 4,000. Oh, bob and weave, bob and weave.
Oh, give me 5 seconds.
Very good job, Saba. You did excellent.
I did it!
Yeah.
Oh god.
Good shit.
Hurt me.
You are 4,000 gold richer.
I got shot twice. Oh my god.
They should have aimed for the head. Oh, are you still injured? Or was that always
she'll
the effect?
recover it slowly.
All right.
Either that, or you could go to Lucretia.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and why you look like you've just taken on a gladiator and lost?
He has special dialogue if you were in.
Oh, that's amazing.
So, I've never seen you before in my life.
Okay, let's just quickly do this.
Of course. What did you want to know?
So, okay, never mind.
no,
I was gonna say, like, so she likes you, okay? You guys are gonna get together eventually. Good job.
All right. See you around.
So basically, God, I'm still reeling for the fact that I got through that.
I will say, that's really hard to do, and you did intuitively figure out that if they can shoot you, they won't move. So you had to make sure you were out of the line of sight. Because you were already freaking out when you asked how many statues are there, there's like 4 in this area. One of them comes down the stairs. There's the one in the hallway. There's, 2 over by the market stalls.
And just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world,
I wanted to catch her.
So this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come.
Okay, what's Zach? So you said 4?
There's 4 dudes. Hey, as long sometimes you can't tell the person how many there are, so that they don't freak out.
So it is really interesting to note, by the way, that now that you have more than 4,000, like I think if you were to go grab the 250 that's way over by the palace, I think it would put you at an even 5,000 gold. I don't think that you can spend more than 5,000 gold in the game, because you remember, like, how much did the resin cost?
Like, was it 1,000?
It was
that
1,000.
deal?
You can just pay for it.
Hell yeah.
You don't even need to steal it anymore because you were brave and you got money.
I was brave.
We're brave.
We need it. I mean, technically, could you go back and get the 4,000 again then?
Absolutely.
Oh, bless. Man, I got multiple tries for this now. By the way, as soon as we get out of this, save again, okay? I don't know if it saves, but...
It saves in between every loop. You don't need a quick save.
Okay, God bless. I'm like...
How mean would it be if the save was actually a few seconds before you teleported, which is in front of a whole ton of statues?
Yeah.
That's a little mean.
Mean. Okay.
I don't know if the game's that mean.
Shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Maybe this is like
Some
Limbo.
crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives.
This is leading me closer to... These are like just souls that don't know they're dead. And then this is a kind of limbo. She could, but then we also have a second person, Nevia, who also did this. So that more kind of pushes that, like, no, some of this stuff is like shadier than it seems.
They never do. There is only a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions.
Is that like hell? I mean, tell me.
Do you need help?
Lawrence, are you picking up the going down to the underworld kind of thing here?
Listen, if you reveal that she's... Who's Hades' wife? I'm thinking Prometheus, but it's clearly not it. Persephone, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. she is pulling those vibes of hell or underworld.
The bloodless
whichever.
shadows. This is their punishment.
No, I get what she's saying. Though the punishment is weird. Like, why? Punishment for what?
I don't get all of what she's saying.
Well, obviously, she doesn't give us all of it.
You think you wish to know, but you do not. It is better
do.
for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more.
I mean...
The newly arrived are ignorant of the road before them.
Livia, I get it, okay? I understand. Let us get those 200 whatever coins, and then I'll go talk to the priestess. I'm sorry, I just can't remember the names.
High priestess.
Though... Oh, hold on. I remember this.
Hustle Latido.
I was like, sorry, wait, I was like, I remember that? Very nice. Did I take the wine last time?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I remember, I think you just press X really quickly, drag
Open
me.
your
Okay.
inventory to see how much money you have. I think you have 5,000. There you go.
Hey. 5047.
So let's quickly go talk to her, and then maybe to
To Equitia.
Yeah, Equitia, and then to Virgil was his name? Dacius. Virgil was the
Versal's the gay
architect.
architect.
Yeah, the architect guy. Well, she's not here. I guess I could just go directly to Darius.
Salve.
Oh, so this is where he would normally be.
And welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius. Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii.
Fine, here's 1,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
You have it.
You rich, you fools.
I'm impressed.
There you go. So real quick, before going to talk to Equitia, go to Lucretia.
Oh yeah.
Pleasure doing business.
Assuming that Yulia isn't already dead.
Very well. Another time.
Yeah, maybe you could beat the timer.
I skipped straight to this, so
You
took.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been.
Can't I see this woman is dying? I have it.
What?
Take it.
Give it here.
Quickly.
Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you.
Quick! For the sake of your life, Drake!
Drake.
Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary.
I know,
How did
I'm
you
pretty
know
amazing.
she needed this exact thing and at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle?
I'm a time traveler.
I like
Okay.
I like how the bizarre thing is the truth, but the normal answer is the lie.
But this isn't even a lie. Like, we already heard she got sick, technically.
I mean, I guess, but
If you don't want to tell
Not
me,
the whole truth, I
won't
guess.
look a gift horse in the mouth. But no matter. That was like the gods hearing my prayers and intervening. You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her, and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need.
Congratulations,
Okay.
you saved someone's life.
Thanks again for saving you.
So that was
life.
a
Apollo
check mark
smiles
on one of
upon
my
you.
quests, right? So like even
Yep. Oh, and look, she's up and about. I do believe as well that despite having given her the resin, I think you keep the resin forever.
Oh, that's good. I was about to say in terms of like quests, technically it's completed, right? Even though technically if we loop it'll
If you loop, she'll be dying again.
No, yeah, but like the thing won't come back.
What
Right?
thing?
The quest won't come back.
It shouldn't. I don't think so.
Okay. I do have the resin. Yeah. Cool. So I could just save her technically.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's you. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help me.
Hey, lady, I didn't try to help
Early
you. I did help
2000s
you.
hairdo, lady.
Lucretia
I'm about to
says
say
I'm
that's
supposed
a
to
modern
rest.
do.
As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not safe for me to talk about it. Please, no more questions. The golden rule. That's the least of my worries.
Claudia.
The gods may be cruel, but Malleolus and Claudia are far crueler. Please, just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it.
Could pressuring someone to do something they don't want to do?
That can't be the rule. That shouldn't break the rule.
Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you? I can tell you, but it's a long saga.
We got the time in the
I'd
world.
been
That's
here
literally what I was
about
about to
a
say, and then the
When
thing
it
popped up.
dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and I knew I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out...
That's the bar tavern lady, I believe, right?
Anything. Yep. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii. She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did.
Why would he run? I mean, I'm thinking maybe they're running like a scam together?
I'm not proud of it, but yes, I was surprised he agreed to it, to be honest. But I was so happy to have the money I didn't question it. I had to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was? Hemlock.
Okay, I know what hemlock is. That's poison, right?
It is.
So, yeah.
Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cruel black eyes and she laughed.
So she took it herself, so it was suicide, I think.
Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning.
Somehow did not break the golden rule.
That's what I said to the magistrate. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so he locked me in his villa. Confiscated everything I owned as collateral. And made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife Claudia was just as bad. She sent me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks.
No, yeah.
I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot." Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock.
So you
I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it.
I don't want to say the bottom one. Thank you.
I brought it on myself. I trusted
To be
one of
fair,
the most callous
it was a
human beings
scam,
I've ever met.
but she did also make the fatal error of being like
falling for it.
Yeah, because like falling for a scam is one thing, but also she was like, "Oh, I'll take all this money, I'll get out." That totally makes sense.
When I've recovered,
but a scam's a scam.
I expect their thug
Scam is a
deliveries
scam, it's
will
true.
come for me.
If it's only 1,000, I can pay it for it.
And I'll be
clearly
right
rich
back
right
where
now.
I
Yeah,
started.
you're bulk.
You remember the guy who commits
I won't
suicide?
be able to lull myself to sleep
You
at
remember
night with the
Octavia,
thought
the lady who's up there with him?
solution.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Do you want to try to
it would
guess
have
how
been
much
better
all
if the
three of
boys
them are in
had been
debt for?
allowed to run its
1,000.
course.
No,
No?
I believe it's 3,000.
Oh, together. So I meant individually, it's each 1,000.
Each one of them, I believe, is 1,000.
Oh, there you go.
So I could just pay for them all.
But keep
Easy
in mind
peasy.
that if you spend your money, you don't get to keep it.
True.
You have to do it all in
I should do it all
one
separately.
run.
I should do them
but
separately.
You should
Yeah.
wait until you know what you're doing and then do it. It is an option. And if you do it and talk to somebody being like, hey, your debt has been repaid, they might be really nice about it, but then you might have to go get money again.
Someone breaks the golden rule. Huh. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad.
So I'm not committing to this. In order to pay back the debt, I would have to actually go to him.
You would have to go into his villa, talk to him, which you still haven't done, and then convince him to let you pay, which I believe is an issue.
Okay, so as of right now, it's fine for me to say the top.
Yeah, it's just a question.
But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide pact with Ulpius last night. He's in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus and Aurelius set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me.
Maybe I could say she's alive still?
He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself, knowing I broke my promise to him. I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who you are, or why you seem so determined to help me, but thank you. All right, but please don't take too long.
So breaking promises also don't break the golden rule.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't break legal rules either.
Yeah, so a contract's different than a promise, but right, because God rules, right? So who knows if promises could have counted?
But what promise was broken?
My life story.
Of them killing.
The suicide pact.
Of their suicide pact.
I grew up as part of a big.
Do suicide pacts typically have like a due by date?
Our father
Usually you agree on a day, right?
So today it was like together.
Cut out for that kind of life.
So
he found.
I'm sure there's no hard-written rules on suicide pacts, but I think the idea is just you gotta do it at the same time either way.
I'll work on that.
Until
work on that.
Official suicide pact litigation coming right up, sir.
Tried to protect our warehouse. We must have had.
It has to be at the most poetic point you could possibly have it, like sundown.
But they fell on deaf ears. The fire was
so the fire isn't a pattern.
Everything. And
the fire is a real historical event that occurred in Rome.
My employer.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, but I guess
I could flee for the Tiber
because the fires is happening
into the river
or whatever. I guess that's still just
the next thing I knew.
I think there's one person that you talk to that explains why that's not technically part of the pattern. But you are right, because by now more people have talked about the fire than have talked about having a coin in their pocket.
Which I only talked to one person, I believe.
You talked to two people that mentioned that they only had a single coin.
Thank you. But to be honest, sometimes I think dying in that fire might have been a blessing.
Same.
Given what's happened since.
You've been through a fire?
Yeah.
Oh.
If that's your idea of a joke, it's not funny. Go.
Yeah, but what the fuck, Sava?
Sorry,
and now she's upset with you. I believe if you try to talk with her, she'll be like, fuck off.
Sorry, that was just standard questionnaire that I was just going through the motions for.
Hold up real quick. Pause. Okay. Think about it, because we're on a time limit, right? So what can you do now? You have gotten the resin. You could go to Malleolus to be like, hey, I want to pay off their debt, right? Is there any other quests that you think you should do in the meantime just to try to knock some stuff out while you're in the area?
So I don't even...
Ulpius, whatever his name was. Man who's about to fall.
You could go try to talk to Ulpius. That makes sense.
But didn't she say it's already probably too late?
She doesn't know that,
She doesn't
though.
know. Yeah.
Okay.
How would she know that? She's been in a building with no windows.
It's like one of those scenes in action movies where the bad guy's just like, "You're too late, Batman." you can't stop it in time. It's like, watch me, I'm Batman.
And Batman's like, what are you talking about? That timer has 60 minutes on it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, well, I had to make sure it was safe.
I had to make sure I could get away.
Yeah. It's like, but it's 1 hour. How far do you have to be? Well,
just to be
had other
safe.
businesses.
I gotta make sure I pack up my house.
Yeah. You didn't pack up beforehand?
Pack up my house.
Yeah, pack up the house. That's why it's taking an hour.
So what are you gonna do, Saba? What do you want to do?
So I was saying, right? We could go do that.
That being stopping Ulpius from killing himself?
Yeah. We also have the bathhouse thing with.
True. There's apparently an intruder in the bathhouse.
Yes, we've heard about that fellow twice. Has a weapon, might be the bow.
Oh, talk to Priestess. Though I don't know where she is.
I mean, you literally have not walked into her house yet. Equitia has a villa, and you just haven't walked into it?
Is that the one next to Malleolus?
Yes.
I did walk in there, but she wasn't. That was the first time we did it. But I believe she was probably out.
Because then you went upstairs and she wasn't in there. That's true.
Yeah, so I could go talk to her real fast.
The bathhouse is right here.
Yeah, it's down the way. The thing is,
do you want to go try to find Equitia first, then? Well, I mean, I think Ulpius is a little bit more time pressing.
Yeah, I think I should do it for at least to him, because if his thing is linked to her being alive, like, I'd rather try dealing with that first.
That sounds like a plan.
Should we just try? Okay.
Run.
She's right there. Frick. I could have
run on your tiny legs.
I think he might jump anyways, just because we haven't talked to the woman that he mentions.
She's missing.
Scintilla.
Right. She's missing, but
I mean, it's not like we can talk to her.
No, I mean, I'm not saying we could do that right now. I'm saying, like, in the future.
You don't think that something will change because you haven't spoken to Scintilla yet?
I think we'll get closer, but he might
get more info.
Conditions. Yeah.
Right. Quickly.
Hello, my friend. Welcome.
Hi, Octavia.
Really easy talking to him.
Oh no. No. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance,
I like how Octavia's talk is still there.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our
I can't
fates.
skip this, can I?
Is that what you want?
Now, I want you to think about this. Yes, you can. You can hit circle. Now, I want you to think about this. Why would she think that suicide is a sin?
I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need.
Not only does it just kind of make sense in general, but she's also Christian, in which suicide is a sin.
Suicide is a sin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And please, choose your words carefully.
Fucking do it! Is this what Scintilla would want?
Ooh.
It's a new line.
No, about that. How is that possible? I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone.
Well, you will.
Well, if you say so. You don't understand. I don't want to hurt anyone.
Hurt anyone?
I just want it all to be over. It's too late for that.
Hey!
Yulia and I made a pact.
I was just talking to her!
And she's already swallowed hemlock this morning.
She's fine!
If I backed out now, I'd be betraying her. I can't do that.
It's fine!
Lukeisha was able to get the thing.
Or
you could say you saved her life.
Yeah, take all that credit, huh?
Take all that credit?
Oh, really? Changes things a little.
I was thinking in a joking manner.
You already gave me the answer, Lawrence.
Unless you happen
I should have been more exaggerated.
Both of our debts.
Actually, I do.
Really? Wait, So, I guess you'd want me to work for
You
you.
is goober.
Not really. No.
I love that tone of voice.
I'm not.
Wait,
Let's not say sure. Let's not do that.
You'd do that for us? A couple of complete strangers?
If I have to, yeah. Say, of
It
course.
seems today we're both blessed. This did not turn out how I thought. Thank you, friend. I never thought people like you existed.
I guess.
At least you
I'm just
saved his
giving
life.
money.
It's fine. You have what? Three? No, you have 2,000 left, I
I
think.
just wish there was some way I could.
Because you spent
repay you.
1,000 and then 2,000.
But I have nothing but the tunic on my back.
Can
I'll
I
go
talk
and take
to
care
him?
of things with Malleolus and tell Yulia the good news. Thanks again, friend. I'll never forget what you did for us.
Okay. Keep in mind that on the neck. Don't jump.
The priestess.
So keep in mind that on the next loop. No, stop.
the
Line.
priestess?
There's a line. There's a line.
Where?
To your right.
Where?
Stop fucking running. It's right there.
To my right. Ah.
Jesus Christ. She's trying to go out like a crazy person. There you go. And then there's
Okay.
another line that's down the stairs a little bit.
I see it, but
Well,
where
actually,
does it
I guess
take
this
me?
takes you. Actually, that would
Too
take
far.
you to Equitia's balcony.
Ooh.
But she should be
There
right
she
here.
is.
Keeping an eye on things, Horatius?
What
As always.
Excuse
Stop
me?
it. Why are you skipping through dialogue?
News about Centilla, Navia, or Kabash?
I wasn't skipping.
No sign of any of them, I'm afraid.
Oh,
She's in
they're
the middle
talking.
of talking with him.
Newcomer. Strangely dressed fella.
Yes, right
just
here,
punch her.
trying to talk to you.
Seems that way.
Look at her face.
Let's make sure he feels
Never have
welcome,
to set
shall we?
foot in that
Of
villa
course, priestess.
again.
What? How?
The newcomer arranged it somehow.
Really?
You're welcome.
That's incredible. Oh, what a relief. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. Just rest up. Get your
Can I
strength
talk to
back.
him too? Are you done with
We'll
it?
celebrate properly when you're ready.
I
Let
will.
him finish.
Thank you, Orpheus.
yeah.
I will.
I think he's good.
Okay. Let me talk to you real fast, bro.
Shalom.
Real fast.
Shalom.
Hello?
Talk about Scintilla. Let's just ask him all this
Where
other stuff
am I
first.
from and all that? Judea, originally.
Okay.
But when I was a child, I moved to Rome with my family, Romanized my name, and spent most of my life in the Jewish district of Trans-Tiberim, across the Tiber from the main city. That's where I was when the fires broke out. Everyone was running toward the river, and I, listening to
Nice.
my inner contrarian, ran
Run
the other
into the
way.
fire.
Every road leading out of Rome was in chaos, full of people with all their belongings in carts and brigands preying on them. Several hours down the Appian Way, I saw another Jewish family being attacked by 3 opportunists. So I picked up a branch from the side of the
So
road
he wasn't close to the
and
river.
went to defend them. I can only assume they got the better of me because the next thing I knew, I was
Ah.
waking up in a forest by a river not far from here.
Okay, so he breaks
There's no memory of
pattern.
how I got there.
And there you
It's
go.
strange though because I still had my purse.
Kind of
on me.
interesting.
Why would a robber knock me unconscious and throw me in a river, but not take
Okay,
my
but he said he
coins?
woke up in the forest next to the river.
He woke up in a forest next to a river. Yeah.
Okay. I like this. This is the thing.
You're right. I always just assumed the river carried me, but I'm not sure I was anywhere near the Tiber when I fell. I'm sure it'll all make sense if we ever get out of here. Well, neither of us have a couple of hours to stand around talking about theology, law, and collective punishment, so I guess you're looking
Pithy
for
summary.
a pithy summary? You remind me of an old story from my people about Hillel the Elder. He was approached by a Gentile and asked to explain the entire Torah while he stood on one foot. Obliging, he replied, "What is hateful to you, do not do to another." That is the whole Torah.
Similar
The
with
rest is commentary.
Giorgio,
Go
I think
and
said.
learn. Of course.
George, I don't know if that is his name.
What I want to know is, what kind of a god sees a young woman abducted and does nothing about
That's
it?
Scintilla.
Not my god.
Probably.
That's for sure.
Should I ask this, Lawrence?
Sure, we might get more information out of it.
Maybe you don't. I feel it in my bones. Scintilla and I were in love. And then, 22 days ago, she went missing.
That second one! Oh! Let's just start from the beginning.
One night a few months ago, when I was cleaning Malleolis's villa, I heard a young woman singing. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever heard. I wasn't allowed out, so once everyone else was asleep, I climbed up the inside of the villa and onto the roof, just to see where that sound was coming from. And that's when I saw her, standing in the garden of the magistrate's villa. I just sat there on the roof, listening to her with my chin on my knees.
So, I mean, this place is small, right? And he's not kept inside the thing 24/7. That's why he was, like, he had the time to go up to the temple, so I'm just like...
up and saw me and...
He was sent up to the temple. Because he is in debt bondage, he can't go anywhere where Malleolius doesn't tell him to go.
She asked my name.
Okay, so that's why it would have been hard for him to...
Curiosity. I knew I'd have done anything.
It should be noted as well that everybody else in this place has to follow rules of trespassing, whereas you get to like just wander around.
How true.
All the things we do once we got out of
Thank you,
here.
Magistrate.
Like having our own vineyard. And then one morning I woke up and everyone was out searching for her. They said she'd vanished in the night. All I could do was keep my head down and try to hide how beside myself I was.
You're hiding something. Whoa.
Isn't that wrong, by the way? I think
What do you
you'd
mean?
hiding something. Isn't it your?
Oh.
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
Hang in there.
Do you think we should do that? I don't know if you...
No, you're fine with the first one.
Okay.
All I know is she loved me. And if she had known a way out, she would have told me.
I'm trying to think,
So
how
that's why
many
you did
characters
it.
in this game actively lie to you? It's not
No way
many.
Anybody could have killed her under the golden rule. I can't prove it, but I just know she's still alive somehow.
So if we had...
It's as if I can hear her voice in my head, crying
if we
out to
had
me.
gone to the
only
bartender
mean
tavern
one thing.
lady,
Somebody abducted
could we have
her.
been scammed too?
I have no idea how.
Yeah.
Or who would want to do something
Wow.
like that to such a sweet, lovely girl. But what else could have happened?
Somebody like
Wow,
you. They're really
It is
giving you
really
all of these
weird.
opportunities to be like, I
To
bet
be
it
like,
was you.
You.
My guess?
Damn.
Malleolus had something to do with it. He is without doubt the most evil man I have ever known.
What's wrong with your
I
eye?
have no
Are
idea.
you okay?
Yeah, he's getting,
But there
he's
is
getting that
one room in his
evil
villa.
eye look.
Upstairs.
He has the same face rigging as Sentia does, the Sentius's daughter who you talked to already. Because she has like crazy facial expressions, and this guy does too.
It would shed light on a great many things.
Think so. Look
Let
into
me know
it.
what you discover.
Okay, now
Okay.
Equitia, quickly.
Princess!
She's gone. Check her house. Check her house.
Okay, we're going.
Man, that dude's still doing push-ups. That's
Literally
respect.
all day. Oh, you know what I just realized? Open up. Oh, never mind. She's right here.
Oh! Shush. Yeah. We did it.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you.
Equitia, I have a question. Where did you get all the mascara from?
Interesting.
It's nice.
I'm not sure.
Some
You punched
people
it?
mentioned a coin.
Yes, I suppose that could be something. But then most of us do tend to carry coins on our person, don't we? What else?
Some people mentioned a river.
I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. What else?
Okay, we're just telling her, I guess.
True. I know I wasn't entirely sure how I wound up here. It's as I feared. I think I understand what poor Livia has been going through. Let me ask you this. Did you happen to encounter a stranger?
Yep, that was the next thing I was going to tell you.
Arrived here? And did you happen to catch her name?
Karen.
I see. And
yes, I remember this. She wasn't dressed like a normal person. Okay, maybe not a hoodie.
She was wearing
like
she was wearing a hoodie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see.
All right, you're gonna follow her. So there's the auto follow. Oh, there's an assassin. You haven't taken care of the assassin yet. I forgot.
What? How could you know that? And why are you talking to me instead of doing something about it?
I don't know, lady. We just our priorities.
Once we're no longer in danger.
Okay, I mean this is good. She's giving me direction.
Quick. Run to the assassin.
First I gotta convince the other girl.
Is Fabia still there? The baker? Oh yeah, she's there. Look at that. Why are you fucking spinning around? God, you're gonna make me sick.
This is still like pretty early on. I think so.
I'll get right on it. It's fine.
Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
Nope. Do not go in there.
Why?
Trust me.
Just trust me.
All right, fine. Come and find me in my bakery instead. Please be careful.
Okay.
Okay, so this...
Get over there.
Oh, I don't like that. No, thank you.
Oh, it's the bow!
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is?
So, yes, I saw him worshipping in a small round shrine just inside the city. If you say that, this conversation ends.
I figured.
So we can continue talking with this guy if we say we don't know.
Yes, I just wanted to mention that because I made that mistake and he immediately walked away and I was like, wait, who are you? What's happening?
Don't know.
I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to explain something to you. I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to find and execute the cultist Quinctius for terrible crimes against the Empire. So, if you
That's a great
tell
voice
me the
actor.
truth, I will allow you to live. But if you lie to me or otherwise obstruct the Emperor's business in any way, I will put this arrow through your chest.
Isn't that a threat of...
That's a good point. That is a threat against your life.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now tell me, who are you people?
Oh, I should definitely clip that audio of him just going, thank you, and make that the new follower notification.
Maybe it's because he's not from there, or he didn't get there by the normal means of the river and all that.
Do you think saying this would be bad?
Yes.
Yeah, I figure. Okay.
This guy is holding a gun to your head, and you're like, why don't you put the gun down and we can talk?
But I never thought he'd
I mean, isn't that what you should be doing if you're trying to negotiate?
If you say that to somebody who's actively holding a gun at you, that's a really quick way to have a hole bored through your skull.
well, it's also like there has to be like, something of like a willingness by the other party, and he's just like, we have not gotten anywhere with him for him to even like give us an inch.
Dude's not gonna shoot you in the fucking head just for saying, why don't we all just calm down for a little bit?
Okay, so I heard there's cultists here, right? the thing. So I'm just gonna do the top one, I guess.
Oh, don't play coy with me. I don't care if you're worshipping
Okay.
Bacchus, Magna Mater, or Christ. You lot are all the same to me. Always sneaking off to your secret sanctuaries, indoctrinating each other with your little mantras.
I genuinely
The
don't care,
Emperor may
sir,
have tolerated
about any of
your
that.
activities up until now, but after what Quintius did, those days are numbered.
What did Quintius do?
You say that, but if you're not a cult, then why go to such great lengths to keep this place a secret?
We're all trapped here. True.
So you admit you're not allowed to leave.
It's not that we're not allowed to leave. This makes the most sense.
Threatening me is not going to help you. But in any case, that sounds an awful lot like a cult to me. And I saw the inscription saying, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." I take it this is some kind of mantra you all believe?
A very curious assassin.
Which one should I say here, Lawrence? It's not a mantra. It's a warning, but then he'll say, isn't that what, like, cult people do?
Warning sounds threatening.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say yes because it's true. It's my suggestion.
You've clearly been indoctrinated into this nonsense.
I think he'd say that regardless.
Where did you lot get enough gold to make all these statues? You lot are practicing human sacrifice too.
Bro, you just said, how can we get all this gold, sir?
Of course you'd say that, but that's what your kind do, isn't it? Our god.
I don't even know of the god, sir.
It's all clear to me now. The secret sanctuary, the indoctrination,
Oh,
the
no.
mantra,
I'm gonna
the
have to
human
run again.
sacrifice. You're cultists. There's no doubt in my mind. What baffles me is how a person can believe in something with such zeal. They just can't see what they've
Bro,
become.
this whole hallway is lined with
You still have a
statues.
chance to redeem yourself by telling me where Quintius is. Do not waste it.
Can you tell me about Quintius?
I think I'd
to
like.
ask when the guy is.
Well, he
asking
could.
you
Well,
where-
maybe I don't know who he is, right? I could be like, well, can you just tell me about him, and then I may be able to point you in the right direction. You know, that kind of stuff.
Seems silly.
Silly.
But I mean,
Very well.
since it works, go
Here's
for
what
it.
I know.
Oh, here we go.
He's a 40 to 50-year-old man with distinctive eyes, one green and one blue. He's also known to have
I don't. We haven't even seen anyone like that, though.
The Emperor says he and his cult, your cult, are responsible for starting the fire
Ooh,
which
yikes.
burnt half of Rome to the ground and killed thousands in the process.
I feel like the first one feels like an omission, right? Where you're like, how'd you know he did it?
Oh.
Well, it's not how did, it's how do. Those are different words.
Okay, so that means that maybe the top one's safer than. Okay.
All I know, all I care about, is that the Emperor
makes
believes
sense.
he is guilty and wants him dead. The details are not my concern. This is your last chance. Are you going to tell me where he is?
Okay,
or
I think he's serious about this.
Actually, I do know where he is.
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense. I feel like anything will just get me shot.
Ah, suddenly it's all coming back to you, is it? Thank you. For your service to the Empire, I'll let you live for now, but you'd best make sure our paths don't cross again.
Alright, you want to see the funniest shit in the world?
Huh.
Just kind of gently follow this guy. If you do tell him where to go. No, I mean, like, follow him. You're fine. He won't attack you. But, like, if you do tell him to go to, like, different locations, he walks at exactly this speed through crowds of people.
So do I need to follow him, or can I go back to the priestess
Keep
now?
following him.
Oh, it's the temple.
Filthy, lying degenerate.
You might want to go to his body.
He lived. He just had a heart attack.
Congratulations, you got a wooden bow.
He's fine.
And what was that What was that last thing? A single coin?
Oh, I guess I could take it.
Yeah, sure. He's dead. And this does not count as murder because you didn't kill him. You just told him a lie that inadvertently led to his death. That's not your fault.
Okay, back
now
priestess.
You can go to Equitia. Yeah.
Hopefully I have a bow. I'm not gonna give it to the Denarius for obvious reasons right now. But
all right, let's go. Look at her! Look at her face.
Cleared the way to the baths.
I'm glad she's like.
But don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together.
That's true. Galerius explained to you why that is. Because if people even suspect that she's being unchaste, they'll fucking kill her. You're good to go. It literally just means don't be right next to her.
And more importantly, if Galerius finds out that you're bathing with her, he'll kill you.
But what if we could have like a
Oh, should I go
throuple?
back to the girl in the bakery real fast?
No, go to Equitia.
Okay. I guess I could do that later.
Yes, you can.
Woo-doo-doo,
Why are you
whistle,
going
whistle.
so you're acting.
Whistle, whistle.
Oh no, what if these NPCs figure you out, Saba?
Whistle, whistle.
Literally no one has entered these bathhouses in like days, but 2 people enter within minutes of each other? Crazy. Look how much nicer this place looks when it's not all fucked.
So, this was where I came from.
Correct. When you initially fell down when everything was all fucked, you fell into the bathhouse ahead of you. It was really funny because when I did this the first time, the game kind of glitched out, and instead of following her, my character just stood there as she went all the way here into the bathhouse. And then because I was following her, it automatically triggered the dialogue, which was way over there. So my camera was super zoomed in on like a piece of a wall. But anyway, you're good.
All right, you're here. You were asking how I knew the young woman you met by the river was wearing a hood. Here, look down at the bottom of the baths. It's a little hard to make.
I got a flashlight.
If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp. But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin. It's just as you described it, only your pronunciation is a little off. The name you heard wasn't Karen. It was C-H.
You guys fucking talked about it earlier, and I was just like, I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Who, in exchange for the right coin, helps the souls of the newly deceased cross the Styx, the river that separates the land of the living.
Dang it! That's what it was. The female version of Karen. Lawrence is Karen.
For ID, but all I found was some loose change. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead
And once again, I think that this game is extremely brilliant because when you're choosing your gender, it's the coin that you end up walking in with, but you don't realize it because they use it in a UI sense. It's really good.
I'm so sorry. I take it you know what this
So
means.
I guess we're all dead.
You're in the underworld. Congratulations.
Starting to make sense.
You have discovered the secret of the Forgotten City.
Memory was running from the fires toward the
Damn.
river. It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all. Perhaps we should be grateful they don't remember.
God dang it, Karen!
It also tells us.
And it, like, once again, not that I'm, like, recording and gonna edit this or anything like that, but, like, if you guys were to go back to that first episode where you're talking to Karen for the first time, and you said the thing of, like, she was, like, embarrassed to tell you her name, right? Because she was like, oh, it has a lot of negative connotations. And you're like, oh, my name is Karen. And it's like, oh, haha, funny meme. But no, what they were saying was that my name, Karen, has bad connotations. Because usually people who are aware know that, oh shit, I'm dead.
So we're dead. Well, I guess we can talk to all of this.
Sure.
All of this for her.
That was my first thought too. In the old stories, the underworld was where the souls of the deceased were taken. But it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying, if they were particularly fearless. So I'm afraid I don't know.
So the thing is, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the time we meet her, we're dead.
Karen?
So, yeah.
Yes.
So us creating a time paradox doesn't mean anything.
I guess that's kind of true. Yeah. That is still your objective. But yeah, I guess if you create a time paradox, you just die.
You're already dead. Like, Karen, we just...
It's like you're a ghost and this is your unfinished business. And as soon as you finish it, you're gonna, like, fade.
Interesting.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. If you were Roman, or even
No,
Greek,
I know this.
you would know
Greek
these stories.
mythos. Yeah.
Each of them is slightly
Roman
different.
again.
Whether the storyteller was Plato, Homer, Virgil, or Ovid. But they always involved the souls of the dead meeting a grim ferryman named Charon on the bank of a river. It was said that he helped the new arrival
Dang it,
cross
Karen.
only if they could pay
The
him
name.
with a coin, an
Oh,
obol.
man.
That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in their mouths. Charon's obol, we called it. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin, because we inherited this knowledge from the Greeks.
So confirmed the thesis.
Why did y'all recognize her immediately? I mean, we didn't, so...
To be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described, and she,
one said was a guy, right? So we just saw a girl.
It seems that Charon can change their form to best make the process
and I once heard
easy.
Kabash mention a stranger.
That's fair. I'd rather have that form rather than, I don't know, skeletal Reaper-looking dude. Well, Greek Reaper-looking dude. Just be like, hey yo, let's go.
Of some sort, and their name always began with a K sound. I suspect the only way you'll
Modern day thing, Karen, being the easiest thing.
I love that. It's so good.
Oh my god.
Good question. Let's see. In the stories, Charon would always require a coin as payment for passage across the river. But that never made any sense to me. What does an ancient immortal being need with coins? In our case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or she merely checked we had one in our possession. So, maybe there's something special about the coins each of us had on
Wait a
us.
minute.
That might explain
The
why we
thing
wound up here,
is,
but so many others
unless
did
she's
not.
lying to us, she said, Karen, that she would give us, like, ferry us if we brought back out, was it Abel?
His name is Alworth.
Al. So technically, what if this isn't underworld? Like, or this is something akin, like we're dead, like for sure, I think. But we haven't been ferried. Like, it feels like we're before. Maybe this is still limbo. Like, is what I'm trying to say.
Wait, hold on. Are you trying to say that we haven't been ferried to the underworld?
Yeah, it feels like, because if you remember, she's like, I will ferry you. I will take us both back to civilization. right?
She did say that. That's true. If you went in there, well, she didn't say I'll do this if you do this. She said, "Would you mind going to get Al?"
Yeah, and then I will do. But she still says I will take us somewhere.
Right. So you're thinking that maybe this is the step before the underworld, not the actual underworld itself.
Yeah. So
I mean,
in,
that's
limbo,
theoretically possible.
That's possible, but limbo isn't. Is limbo part of the Greek mythology?
No.
I was about to say it wasn't. So
Well,
that's
but
why
we're
I was...
using I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's off, right? But I think that would be interesting because it's like I also am wondering why there are so few people, right?
Well, she just said her theory. Aquatia
yes,
just said her
obviously.
theory.
But yeah, I don't.
No. I mean, I had my suspicions, especially after Livia's ramblings, but I would never have figured it out without your help. I promise you.
No, yeah, I believe that.
Now that we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it if we don't want to be cast into gold for eternity. We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the underworld. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero.
Hades has prepped me a little bit for this.
Because he cowed its god with his
Just by making me familiar with names.
Orpheus
But
both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help them.
oh, is Proserpina Persephone? That makes
Aeneas
sense.
was able to
Maybe.
escape with the help of a spirit guide.
What is that, a Romanized name?
Probably.
Just like
Persephone
how
is,
it's
I think,
not
the
Zeus,
Greek.
it's Jupiter.
Yeah.
Confront the god of the
It's the
underworld
planets.
head-on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide.
That's the first one's not feasible. Should I ask her anyway? Lawrence? Huh?
Is he paying attention?
Is he paying attention?
Is he away?
I don't know.
Me a second to think.
Sorry.
Wait, no.
I don't know.
I asked. I tell you this because we already we asked, and they said the god got angry, so Hades got angry.
That is a good point.
Right, then, yeah, let's choose the first option.
Yeah,
It's
just
a
as
reasonable question, but the problem is, this place is fairly well designed to keep us here. There's no way to climb up the shaft, and even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break the golden rule. We know that, thanks to the writings left behind by those who've tried.
Okay, good. She brings up.
All Romans try to avoid saying it, and the reason is quite simple. He might hear us. You may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you'll only be calling attention to yourself. Do so at your own peril.
Oh, sorry, dude.
I don't know. Hades is a cool dude. Maybe.
This seems like a bad idea.
Confronting Pluto?
Yeah.
That's what Hercules did, though.
That's what the cool gods do.
Do you want to do this one first, just
There's
in case?
no reason to not do all of them.
Okay.
They're not choices. They're just
This is just
so, yeah.
info. If you choose to not do something here, it's just gone.
But also the only way to learn the truth about the Golden Rule, and maybe even put an end to it. As I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god of the underworld, but he was a demigod.
No, yeah, no. I got the candor. I'm not.
Hercules.
Hercules can manipulate time.
I have a few tricks up my sleeve.
I'll admit.
What if Hercules could
Different to anyone I've ever met.
manipulate time?
That lamp of yours.
That's how he got so swole.
Prometheus might have stolen from the gods. So,
kept doing
if you want to
push-ups.
confront him, I'll help you as much as I can. Who knows? Perhaps your name will be uttered in the same sentence as Hercules one day. But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who, And for that,
Can I ask you the other question first as well?
Overlooking the city. The problem is, the door has been sealed shut for as long as I've lived here, and there doesn't even seem to be a keyhole. I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it. I'm not sure if you noticed, but there are 4 plaques missing from its base. It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, forcibly removed them, and in doing so, dishonored and angered our divine keeper. If you could recover and replace all 4 of those missing plaques, I imagine he might be willing to receive an audience again. It's the towering stone monument with 4 sides and a pyramid-shaped head that stands before the great temple, a dedication to the god of this place. You'll find them all over Rome, but of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago. It seems one of them made its way here too, although how is a mystery. However, this one is unusual in that each of the 4 sides is decorated in a different style: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and another I don't recognize. That means you'll need to recover 4 different plaques: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and a 4th, a mystery plaque.
Christian?
So, but did I just get binded into choosing that I wanted to?
You did not.
Okay, thank you. That's the only thing I was worried
There's
about.
nothing binding you in this game. I don't.
Except me asking Yulia, how did she get out?
Had the god's name engraved into it, so it may be that whoever desecrated it wanted that name to be forgotten. And there's only one group of people I know of who might want to do that. There's a cult in Rome that often argued there is only one true god. Theirs, of course. They've been known to start fires, as well as deface religious monuments whose existence challenged their beliefs. If I were you, I'd go looking for them. Of course, they've all been in hiding since the fire last year, so finding them
Back, I'll
won't
just
be
use the
easy.
bathroom.
But I did hear a rumor they have a secret shrine somewhere in the city. Perhaps, if you could find that, you might be able to recover the Roman plaque.
Okay, Roman plaque in cult thing. Hideaway. Whatever it is.
I don't know. But perhaps you should begin your
Georgius.
search with the local Greek fellow, Georgius. His store is in the forum.
Okay, I got that. Do we know any Egyptian?
Our Egyptian resident would be able to tell us. Unfortunately, he disappeared weeks ago.
Well,
But
that
I did
sucks.
hear Aurelia is peddling rumors about him at the tavern, so perhaps you could talk to her, or just take a look.
Okay, based off of who this Aurelia person is, I don't think I should trust her.
I'm afraid you're on your own with that one.
Was it Octavia?
The other 3 will illuminate
I think
the way.
maybe if it's like Christian, I could go ask her.
Potentially.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to help them escape, and Aeneas was guided to the exit. The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their own heroic deeds, so they should be taken with a grain of salt. First, Proserpina. What we do know about her is, well, it's a grim tale. It's said the god of the underworld abducted and dragged her here against her will, forcing her into marriage. If the stories are true, then I suppose so. The problem is, how do we communicate with her without being noticed by her captor? Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a spirit guide. I don't suppose you've come across one of those in
The
your travels?
Whisperers? Yeah.
Truly? And you're only bringing this up now?
What
Then
do
again,
you
I
have from me?
suppose you
Yeah.
were as mad as Navia. Can you tell me more? Is it the same voice? What kinds of thing does it say?
Oh, could it be Persephone? And they're butterflies.
It is butterflies, golden butterflies. That's true.
Persephone.
Fascinating. Perhaps she is a benevolent spirit, Or perhaps... Perhaps you're hearing the voice of Proserpina herself. If she has indeed been abducted, it would make sense for her to speak in cryptic whispers to avoid detection. Tell me, has she told you anything that might lead you to the way out?
Yeah. Got to.
I see. Well, let me know if you hear anything that might be a thread through this labyrinth.
Go.
I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. The best we can do for them is to let them remain oblivious for as long as possible. As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terrible secret all this time. Perhaps it would comfort her to know she's not alone.
I think let's talk to Livia.
I think that would probably be okay, but before you select this, let's take a quick inventory as to like what is actually on the table, I guess, like what you can do. Because prior to doing the Equitia stuff, what were you gonna do? Because there's still a lot of quests that you need to get done at some point.
No,
right?
I think I did literally every other thing that I wanted to, right? Because I went and I saved the dude.
You saved Ulpius,
and then I went to take care of the bath, which was the other thing. I guess I could talk to the girl in the bakery.
That was the thing I was thinking of, was that you were like, can I go talk to Fabia? Fabia is on the way to Livia, so I would suggest talking to Fabia first and then Livia. But I do want to remind you that there are 2 entire characters you haven't talked to at all yet. You have not... Oh, sorry, 3 that you haven't talked to at all yet. Not only that, but there's also an entire area of the map that you haven't explored.
Yeah. I can do that. While I'm doing these, I can, like, if it's on my way, I'll try to, like, look out for them.
All right, well,
good.
Have fun.
In any case,
you got it.
time is of the essence, so you'd best begin. May
So she's...
Fortuna guide you. Although you may not need her with Proserpina on your side.
So she's still going to go through with like the voting thing. Like, I wish I could have told. Her job. No, I know. I wish I could just like tell her like, hey.
It's gonna trigger the golden rule. That would be. I don't know. I wonder how that would fuck up the game.
The current? Does that mean anything?
What did the whisper say?
Wade against the current.
I mean, it's the whisper said it, so it probably means something.
It's loading.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I was like, glitch? I hate this place. Okay. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Whistle, whistle. Not this one.
There you go. It's the bakery. She should be behind. There you go.
You took care of him?
He had a basically, I was like, there was, it wasn't me, right? It was a tragic
accident.
So
couldn't have been stopped.
Over? Oh God, it's such a relief. I really thought we were all going to die. I do have a question though. That shrine, the one I was going to hide in.
I saw a warning.
No, it was going to collapse.
Well, I can lie, so.
Really? Then how? Oh, I see. Oh, I should probably keep my big mouth shut then. Sorry. I promise, nobody else will ever know what you did. But I know. That was really clever. Thank you. I'm glad you're here.
Hey, I seriously did not. It was just,
Sorry, I was a bit frantic before. Need anything? Oh, there's not much to tell. I mostly just bake bread and try to help out where I can. I suppose it all started about 8 months ago. I was living in Rome with my family when I got sick. Terrible timing. My pa had just arranged a husband for me, a fisherman's son. I was about to meet him for the first time when I came down with an awful fever. I spent the next week in bed. Pa paid priests to make offerings to Asclepius, a white rooster, then a goat. But nothing worked. In the end, they decided I'd do better outside the city. Clean air in the countryside would do me good.
I don't think you got that much pollution going on for you.
After about a day in a carriage on the Appian Way, I was getting worse, not better. I remember closing my eyes for a bit. And
oh well, he died
asleep because
via sickness.
Again,
that's unfortunate.
In a forest by a river. I suppose
so this is the one that I was thinking of who didn't die in the fire, I guess.
Can't say I blame him.
Or died because of the fire.
Anyway, I went searching for help. Stumbled across the trapdoor temple and
she's like, I wonder why I'm not feeling sick anymore.
It's nice of you to say, but you should save your sympathy. Lots of people here need it more than I do. You've been here a few moments and you're desperate to get out already? Why not give the place a
I'm just asking, these are all rudimentary questions, okay?
Don't works hard on the farm so I can put food on our tables, and Lucretia tries to keep us healthy. My friend Georgius is always mending our clothes, and Virgil makes sure these old walls don't fall down around us. Well, he does his best. I'm just saying, there are worse places you could live out your days.
The I don't belong here is an interesting
It's an interesting sentence, I guess.
Well, I can tell from your funny accent you're not from around here, but that doesn't mean you don't belong, does it?
Yeah, true.
Oh, I try not to worry about it. I mean, if people are nice to each other, we won't have anything to worry about, will we?
Wait a minute.
What?
If it's the muscle man, Malleolus's henchman, isn't he just the guy who commits the golden rule?
Breaks it? In theory, yeah.
So if I guess that just means, even if I were to tell him, it wouldn't change anything because of the...
I mean, in a literal sense, who's gonna stop Demetrius?
Yeah.
It would probably be like Horatius. Rufius ain't gonna do shit.
And I like your teeth. They're so white. And your clothes. Oh, I bet my friend Georgius would like to get a look at you. And I'm sure he'd love to chatter about the golden rule with you too. He'll be just across the forum in his shop. Terrible shame, that is. Maybe this'll help. Late last night, I was cleaning my oven when I heard some noises outside. The forum's usually dead quiet at that hour, so I came out to see what was going on. To be honest, I thought maybe poor old Dooley had got out of his cell and was snooping around again. So I put my head out and saw someone in front of Virgil's shop. I couldn't tell who. It was too dark. I called out to them, but they just turned and ran off without a word. All I remember is they ran past a lit torch and the light glinted off something metallic. Armour, I think. So I suppose it could only be one of three people. Horatius, Demetrius or Rufius. I hope that helps.
Does help, thank you.
A lot of similar sounding names.
It's just one of the guard people.
D, H, or R.
Yeah. Though I will say, guy who's probably freaking out the most may be our answer.
Who's freaking out the most?
Thanks again for
the guy next to the
care of
palace that we met.
I won't forget it.
The guy who didn't talk too much.
You there? I'm sorry to trouble you, but I couldn't help but notice that fine bow.
Excuse me!
No idea how you managed to get your hands on it, especially in the light of our dear old magistrate's ban, but I'm impressed. And before you ask, no, I wouldn't dream of trying to buy it from you. I have no use for a wooden bow myself. But I would like to propose a joint business venture of sorts.
I mean,
this is something that you're going to want to pursue, but possibly don't. Like, it's going to come to a point where he tells you to do something, at which point you probably want to wait until the next loop.
So I should pursue this right now. But when he asks me to do something, I don't follow
This will
it.
be a quest, and then later you can do the quest.
Okay, I get it.
Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up as golden statues?
I mean, I just want to say the truth, because I mean,
then do it.
Why not?
Why not?
And here I was thinking I was the only one to figure it out. In any case, supposedly 1 or 2 of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold. Now, of course, that is a travesty, a terrible, horrible waste of human life, which has to be stopped. And yet,
you want...
I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek fella Aesop, the goose that laid the golden egg, with the ability to transmute organic matter into gold.
I did find a goose.
You did find a goose? Oh! Actually, that goose has an egg in the back of the farm.
We are talking riches beyond imagining. And even if we were to split all those riches between the 2 of us, half of infinite wealth is still infinite. Interested?
I think the golden goose is meant to be a cautionary tale.
Should I say that? I think that's
Sure.
pretty good.
Look, I might have skimmed over that one, but don't be so pedantic. Are you interested or not?
All you heard was golden egg.
So this is just a quest, right? So you said I'm fine.
You should be
saying I'm
fine.
interested.
Excellent. So the first question is, how do we get our hands on one of those golden bows?
No idea,
now,
sir.
I have a plan. But first, tell me, are you familiar with the story of the goddess Diana?
Is this Artemis?
Nope.
Well, no.
Wait, no, it is.
Yes. So yes, I know Artemis.
Good. Then none of this should be a surprise to you. Diana is our goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the underworld, depending on who you ask.
Really?
The one
The
thing
underworld?
priests and poets agree on is that she carried with her a golden bow and a quiver
Oh, you
of
weird
golden arrows.
Romans, you.
And it just so happens
Yeah.
that there is a shrine of Diana in this very forum, with a prominent statue of the goddess herself. And would you like to guess what she's holding?
Oh, hey, is that... So is the woman in that Greek temple who he's talking about?
No.
I think so. No, it's not. Okay. Interesting.
Precisely. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent in that temple staring at it, trying to figure out how to retrieve it without breaking you-know-what. Oh, gods, no! If you tried that, we'd all be dead within moments, I'm sure. No, here's what I propose. You give your bow to me, I cover it in a thin layer of gold leaf, and we create a replica of a golden bow. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, swap out the fake for the original. It's not theft exactly, it's more of a trade. But make no mistake, this is a dangerous path, and there's no way of knowing where it will lead. But in my experience, all the best adventures begin with a risky first step. Now, you must have questions. Ask away.
First off, there's no way that would work. I think.
Why?
Because how would they not recognize the difference between gold leaf wooden bow and the actual gold bow?
It depends on how well they make it.
I guess why can't?
Because
also, I love the idea that this golden bow that you're theoretically going to steal from this temple just so happens to look exactly like the bow that the assassin had. I guess.
When Prometheus stole fire from the gods and became a hero to all
Oh
mankind,
my god.
do you think he was worried about the danger?
I don't know about worried, but he certainly got heavily punished for it.
Partner?
Oh.
this so this
We will
does
be
the thing where it's
doing-
like I do it immediately, right?
Yes, I think I'm gonna. Yeah,
Can I decline for now?
yeah. You could always talk to him again later.
Are you sure? Last chance.
Let me think about it.
You
Do it.
says the whisper.
Maybe, like, because I don't remember. Because there's
The
no.
thing is, I still have the bow in my possession. We'll talk to him again, right?
Well, the thing, yeah, I'm about to say, you can always talk to him on the next loop, which is what you want to do anyway.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm thinking about it, and it's like, I'm trying to remember if the golden bow is required for the ending. I don't think so.
You can look it up again if you want, just to refresh your own memory.
No, it should be fine. You're good. You have a loop anyway. Just go.
Ugh, fine. Stay poor and ignorant forever then.
Damn.
Sorry, I'll do that later. Okay.
Yeah, just do it on the next loop. You're fine. All right. So you wanted to talk to Livia. You have 15 minutes to talk to Livia.
Let's go through the slums.
Hello?
Hello. Not you, not that.
Hello? My name's Dooley. I live here now because I got in trouble and they said they had to lock me up. I don't know. I don't remember things so good. I think it's just because I was looking for treasure. Yes, but I wasn't. I was just looking. They said I did it more than once, but I can't remember things.
A liability?
Then they called me mean names. They called me a liar, Billy.
Yeah.
Yes. They said I have to live here now, and gave me this letter. But I'm not good with words. Do you think you could read it for me?
I mean...
Triangle for reading mode. I'm writing you in relation to incorrigible antisocial behavior, blah 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 blah. While sympathetic to your plight, your quest for treasure is going to lead us to breaking the golden rule. The over-under of this is that Dooley has some mental issues, and because of that, he doesn't really get the concept of stealing, because the person who used to be his caretaker was able to differentiate for him what was treasure, kind of like what you've been doing, right? Where you find chests with gold in them. His former caretaker would be able to differentiate that sort of stuff from stealing somebody's possession. And as you know, stealing would break the golden rule, even if Dooley doesn't understand the difference between finding something and stealing something. So Sentius made the admittedly harsh decision to lock Dooley away because nobody wanted to volunteer to take care of Dooley. Or at least Sentius says that no one wanted to.
What does it say? My treasure.
I could keep an eye out.
Hannibal used to look after me.
Oh, Hannibal.
He said he always would. But then, he died. It was very sad. He said, if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious hidden away. He gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. But I couldn't find it. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns. But when I went up to the high one, they put me in here. Now nobody looks after me. Except my friend Galerius. And Ek, the priestess lady.
Oh, yes, yeah. This,
She's
I'm
a nice
assuming
lady.
maybe it's the door to the bottom one.
He just said it was the high cistern.
No, he said he went to the high cistern.
Right, but what are you saying?
There's the bottom one, with the locked door.
The bottom one does not have a locked door. You remember when you went around the back of something, there was like a cave with a door?
Yes, but I'm talking about the one in
The one
next to Malleolis's...
underneath Malleolis's villa is not locked.
Oh.
You are freely able to walk in there if you wanted.
Said I shouldn't give it to anyone I didn't trust. But maybe you could help me get out of here. Then I would trust you a lot.
Well,
Valerius already tried that. He said the magistrate wouldn't listen, no matter what.
don't like either one of these options.
Magistrate, oh boy.
What should I say, Lawrence?
Try breaking him out.
Maybe I'll just break you out? Do you think that goes against the rule?
We're about to find out. I don't know. I don't like the other choice that much.
I don't
It
want everyone to
seems
get in trouble because I
risky.
was bad.
Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter. This is what we're pushed to.
Galerius? He's nice.
Figure out how to get Galerius elected as magistrate.
And everything.
Oh boy. Politics, let's go.
He can get me out of here, and I can give you the key to my treasure. Hannibal said it was in the cisterns. I can't remember what it was, just that it was way up high and very precious. You're going to let me out of here? Really?
Okay.
Oh. Please. I hate it here. It makes me very sad.
Oh.
Gold? You mean treasure?
He doesn't know. I don't... Should I do this, Loris? I don't think he knows.
I mean, the only other choice is never mind, so...
My friend Hannibal used to look after me.
Okay, no,
He
this is
said
repeat.
He gave me this. All I remember is he's now nobody looks after.
Great. Fair enough.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Okay.
Congratulations, you talked to the third to last character.
Is there a guy, like, polishing a sword or something?
Probably like Rufius or something. Livia's marked on your map if you're still looking for her.
No, I know, but I remember I'm going and I'm, like,
Yeah, look at this.
on...
Oh, real quick, go to your right. Yeah, but like over there.
Nice, and it's not...
It's not a lot, but it's convenient.
Yeah, anything that works.
Oh.
Are you trying to get into the slums?
I'm just trying to mental map now.
Okay.
This is the same vine thing.
Look at that behind there.
Ooh.
Ulpius loves Scintilla.
Oh.
So if you
Scintilla.
read that before having Ulpius commit suicide, you could have asked him ahead of time.
Oh.
Oh,
The
interesting.
game's
okay.
full of that kind of stuff. But that being said, that one's super unlikely.
So,
Most people don't notice
can
that.
you just mapping out, can you tell me what that is versus going down that way?
They both lead to a bunch of cave systems. Just follow the marker.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
Livia's either going to be in the hub of the slums or in her home, both of which you can access through the caves.
This is the thing? This is where I got stuck before? Good mental note, I guess.
Needless to say, the caves are purposely confusing, so...
That was the other way. Yikes. Okay. Safe to say, this is my least favorite thing so far. These caves.
The caves. Wow.
That was confusing. Okay, I'd rather just walk to the slums by this point.
Frog.
I like a good frog.
Frog. Hello, Ulpius.
It's Ulpius. That's Fire.
Was like the light. Rays flashed from his hand.
Nice to meet you, Fire.
Hello, Olivia.
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come. Say it. Speak its name.
Yeah.
Then
No?
it is true. I was right. I thought I saw it, but when the rest of them could not, I kept thinking...
You'll notice that her voice got normal.
I had to tell myself it was true over and over again, until I wasn't sure if I was deceiving myself. I must apologize if my words seem cryptic. I'd found comfort in reciting the Metamorphoses by our great poet Ovid. He gives such an uncanny description of this place. I cannot help but wonder if he himself came here. Would you like to hear it?
Sure, lady, though. It does feel a little weird that you're just facing away from me, I guess.
I will do my best to remember the relevant verse. There is a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. The sluggish Styx exhales vapor, and by that way, the shadows of the newly dead descend, entombed with full rites, and the ghosts of those, at last, given proper burial. The wide, thorny waste is cold and pallid, and the newly arrived shades are ignorant of the road that leads to the Stygian city, where Black Dis has his cruel palace. As the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls, and is never too small for any populace, nor notices the crowds that come. There the bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, and still others incur punishment. I hope I have done it justice, and now we share a secret. It's as if you've lifted a great burden from my shoulders. Thank you, friend. I think I should rest.
Congratulations. The election is on. They're calling the election. All right, pause. Actually, you know what? Instead of pausing, walk up to the temple and then pause, since obviously we're gonna be ending the stream here. So, freaking astonishingly good progress today on stream. Very good work. My question as we round out this stream here is, what are you planning to do for the next loop?
Oh my god.
You have a lot of quests, as you can see. Dacius wants you to do something, right?
I still have to talk to Malleolus.
You still have to talk to Malleolus, that's true. Also, his wife is somewhere around here, apparently. So both of those things are pretty relevant. That being said, you do have the ability to just walk through his front door. So...
I could do the thing with Scintilla, the room up there. the palace is something the thing with the bow, I feel like it's gonna have to happen last, because they said horror elements, and that's
They did. It's true.
They did. Well, though you also said action. Maybe you could be interested in that.
No.
I feel like in an effort to summarize, I do agree with you that of the things that are presently available to you, I think you should do Dacius and the bow last.
Thank you.
I'll remind you that you haven't talked, I mean, you just said this, but you haven't talked to Malleolus. You should definitely do that. You also have not explored any of the actual slums. You've just kind of wandered through the caves once or twice. You should definitely do the slums and Malleolus first, because there's a lot of stuff there. And then once you're comfortable with all that, move on to the bow, because after that, you're pretty much gonna be in like the home stretch until the end of the game, I think.
Like the Navia and the palace.
These things all fall together at the same time. This game does a really good job of giving you multiple quests that are actually all the same quest.
Oh, the cistern too.
Yeah.
I know where that is, but
So,
and
you
then
know where it
having
is.
whatchamacallit.
If you
and
want
then,
to get in through the top door of the cistern, the person who has the key is Dooley.
so I have to, and then there's that whole arc of getting.
Of getting Galerius elected magistrate
Yeah.
instead of either Malleolus or Sentius.
Yeah.
If you do that, he'll let Dooley out, and then Dooley will give you the key. That's true. I will say that there are speedruns of this game in which people do something with their bow against Dooley and then simply take the key and reset the loop.
That is
they
ballsy.
just kill him, take the thing, and oh man.
That is literally a possibility. I'm assuming you're not going to want to do that, so that's fine. The path to getting Galerius elected will become very evident within the next loop or two, so you'll be totally fine on that. Trying to think of anything else that's
The
super
plaque
relevant.
stuff is
The plaque stuff is endgame stuff.
Virgil.
Don't worry about it now. Yeah. So yeah. Malleolus,
they give us,
Malleolus,
yeah.
slums, bow, and then from there you'll have a pretty clear idea as to what you need to do in order to get everything you need. And keep in mind, as soon as you pick up an item, period, as long as it's not gold, you keep it forever. So it's not so like
Beautiful.
so it's not like you need to get the gold bow again or anything like that. You'll just be all set. So there you go. Let's unpause real quick so we can quick save, and we'll start next stream with the
Looping.
loop resetting. Yeah.
I'm gonna hate myself when we deal with this horror element stuff.
You did
I'm gonna
fantastic this
die.
time.
I'm gonna
Just don't mess up the
die.
second time.
I feel like we're gonna have to steal it, and then like it'll instantly trigger the loop or whatever, or the golden rule, whatever we call it. And then
the thing that they're referring to that's like horror elements, it is not necessarily like a monster stalking you through hallways or anything like that. It's just the first time in the game where you are in danger outside of the golden rule being broken.
No, Zach.
And because of that,
No.
all you gotta do is just take it slow, make sure you're listening and looking, and if you do those 3 things, you'll be totally fine. And it's also not really that long either, so you'll be okay.
You'll do great.
If I
Unless you
default, I can just maybe get Zach to help me out. Maybe.
No,
maybe I
you're
can do
gonna
that.
do it.
You gotta
Saba. It's
be
fine.
the gamer, Saba.
You guys are mean to me.
There is literally nothing to this. It's totally fine.
Except they themselves have called it horror.
It is.
She's not
It's
helping.
a little spooky. I won't lie. It's a little spooky. All right. That was a good stream. Made a tremendous amount of progress. I am actually kind of suspicious because depending on how quickly Saba is able to bang out some of these like tertiary things that we're coming up on, it might be the last episode of Forgotten City next week. Either that or we'll have like one more like 1 hour long episode, and then we'll have to figure out what we're doing after that. I guess we'll move directly into the Sexy Brutale. If that is the case. So good job, everybody. Good night. I'll see y'all on Friday.
Alrighty.
Good night, y'all.
Next time.